up, down, down, left, right. Then B-A start, the screen goes white. It's the cracker, Whitey Cracker, the game genie. 8 bits with the 8-inch weenie. I don't break bricks, I'm not Mario, but I'm still old school like Atari, yo. I'm the highly freestyly Dr. Wily. Beat me 3 times and you win a smiley. Underground like the sewer where I kick it with rap. Yodel back, Ninja Turtles, Cowabunga, where you at? Jump on the can and the bricks where I'm landing. Gotta get the Triforce, gotta begin. And they called him the wizard in California. Power glove on my wrist, just had to warn ya. Pitter patter on the power pack, track the field. Or be like Rue's dad and get your chest peeled.
Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Yeah.
In between neighborhood laser tagging, we'd all get together for some double dragging. Helicopter kick Bobo off the roof, have all his henchmen like what the hoof. Then we butt heads with battle toads, double tapping right to run that foes. Sometimes I hit him with the double fist, then pop those raps just like assist. It kinda sucks now cause my nest blink's red. I blow and blow but all my games are dead. Thank God for ROMs and Nesticle. Played at every geek rap festival. This is the nerd rap entertainment system, and I hope you like the rhyme I spit. Cause the Whitey Cracker stay nerd forever. If you wanna repeat, just hit reset. Yeah.
Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Yeah.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD. And that, of course, was YT Cracker with the Nerd Entertainment System song. And I'm joined by, well, I think one cracker. I'm not sure. I also have Blinded Braille here. What's up, Blinded?
What's up, everybody?
He's only like half a cracker, from my understanding.
Yeah, half a cracker.
Yeah, we're also
We get a
joined
clip
by,
for that.
joined by Blue Jay. What's up, Blue Jay?
Ugh.
That good, huh? And of course, George.
What up,
Tax
everyone?
avoider.
The tax avoider. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Gotta get them tax money returns, bro.
Yeah.
Scamming the government.
I feel the government gonna find me.
Off the grid.
I mean, what does the government really do with our money? They just spend it on stupid things like roads. And you know what I always say about roads, right?
Fuck them hoe ass roads, man.
That's what I always say.
Oh my god. That clip never gets old.
Today we got a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about Bob Iger and the really weird things he said at the little Disney investor thing he was doing. Some shit like that.
He's saying a lot of weird shit.
A lot of weird shit. Let's talk about Star Wars, being very careful. Talking about brand new team of Avengers. What? Talking about he don't want sequels. We don't need sequels for every character. Every time Dick and Harry doesn't need a movie. Of course, on the other end of the spectrum is Michael B. Jordan and saying he wants a Creed verse where every Tom, Dick, and Harry does want a sequel in a movie and a spinoff. We're gonna,
so dumb.
Follow everybody. Duke Jr. gets a spinoff. Give Damien a spinoff. I think Spider Rico is gonna get his own movie. Who knows?
Oh my god.
Give Clubber Lang a son, and he'll have his own series.
No, they're probably because Michael B. Jordan's character, what it Creed Junior over here is getting his daughter into it. It's going to be Clubber Lang's daughter. It's going to be a girl fight plus what's the one where the chick dies? The boxing movie. $1 Million Baby. It's going to be $1 Million Baby. It's going to be a crossover.
They'll do Creed 4
my
where
God.
Mason Dixon from Rocky Balboa will return.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Of
I
course,
have a lot of thoughts on that whole Creedverse thing, but we'll get to it later.
We got to talk about the new Native American character that's going to be starring in What If, Kahhori, and why I am not too happy about this. I got some bad feelings. Speaking of feelings, we're going to watch the trailer for the new Jennifer Lawrence movie, No Hard Feelings.
Oh gosh.
What? Oh my God.
And if you don't know what this is a movie in which Jennifer Lawrence's character is hired to basically have sex with an incel who has no interest in women.
What
His
the
parents
fuck?
his parents are worried that he
I just saw the trailer. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what
been
the
exposed
fuck?
to the world. So they hired Jennifer Lawrence to
Land Lawrence.
Oh my God. Who came up with that fucking
I
idea?
saw part of the trailer. It was actually pretty funny, to tell you the truth.
No, it's funny. It was just the story, the concept. It's just like, what the fuck?
Matthew Broderick's in it as the father. He looks
Oh my God.
so good.
Oh
You gotta
my
see it.
goodness.
And of course,
He looks cooped out. Oh
yeah,
my God.
Nintendo has dropped a little bit of some trailer for some movie, the Marios. I don't know.
Marinade.
We'll check that out, I guess.
Super marinade.
And last but not least, there's a actual important issue that we got to discuss because a Twitch streamer / actress has basically came out and said that the whole era of the hell's his name? Come on, I'm blanking on the name. Not
What?
Cosby, but the other one.
Harvey Weinstein.
Weinstein. There you go. The Weinstein era is still alive and well. So we're going to be talking about that. And then anything else that these gentlemen might have in mind or whoever pops in. So is this the Elliot Rogers story? No, it's not.
Oh God.
Our stream has now been taken down just for mentioning that name.
Yeah. We're going down like Monkey Jones.
Ooh, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. So, gentlemen, are you ready to get into it, or do you got any opening remarks?
Let's do it.
8-inch weenie. That's all I gotta say.
I like pizza.
Just like random as shit.
I'm trying to say some random shit like I like pizza. I mean, let's get it on.
Speaking of pizza, I'm actually gonna break my diet tomorrow, have some pizza because it is my birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy early birthday, Tony.
Thank you. I'm gonna have myself a big old Chicago style deep dish pizza with all the fixings.
Oh God, that's lasagna. That's not pizza.
It's delicious.
Oh my God.
And of course, tomorrow is the big double feature. We're gonna be watching a Spider-Man fan film. It's a Spider-Man Miles Morales fan film that's like an hour and something long. So it's got to be good if it's that long. And then a Gambit fan film.
Interesting.
So
It'll be better than Jarbo's film, most likely, if it's got a higher budget.
probably.
No, he produced it.
We'll see about that.
56K warning says it's a bread bowl with tomato sauce. Come on. Don't disrespect the pizza. Thank you, sweet. Happy pre-birthday. Thank you. What? I should have that nasty. What nasty meatball sub? What are you talking about? Y'all don't know good food. All right. This is from Deadline. Disney being, quote, very careful with Star Wars movie development. CEO Bob Iger says, Marvel brand not inherently off, but do you need a third or fourth sequel for every? This is a fucking for Deadline. This is like
what? Good Lord, it's like they need to jam in every single keyword. It's like Marvel, Star Wars, Bob Iger, CEO, Disney, sequel trilogy. It's like, oh my God, fucking relax.
bring it down a notch. So Disney CEO Bob Iger says the company is still being, quote, very careful with developing Star Wars feature films in the wake of Solo's soft box office. While Marvel is also getting a rethink in terms of how many sequels characters get. This is weird because I could swore that Solo wasn't the last Star Wars movie that came out, right?
Right. And it's funny too because back in 2018 they were saying how Solo did okay. They're like, oh, it did decent. And now it's actually a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, but you would think that disappointment, not disappointment, flop, hit, it really didn't matter because that's not the last Star Wars movie, right? The last Star Wars movie should be the one that determines whether or not you're like, hey, we should.
Because well, they're not ready yet to say the Rise of Skywalker was a failure because it made $1 billion, right? So they're like, well, fuck, we can't come out and say that was a failure because it would look bad. But Solo, it's been 5 years, so you might as well just admit that, yeah, it was kind of a disappointment. Because, like I said, they were damage controlling and saying, oh, Solo did okay. What, it made like 800 million or something, which kind of sucks for a Star Wars movie. But they lied about it, right? So
what? Disney lied?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I don't understand. If Disney was willing to buy tickets for Captain Marvel to make it have $1 billion, why didn't they just buy tickets for Solo? Did they blow their ticket buying budget? Is that what
the rumor is bullshit?
Because they needed to promote the woke agenda, and Solo wasn't woke enough.
Wasn't woke enough. They had Lando Calrissian humping anything with legs.
Oh yeah, and the droid. Remember the SJW droid that people were crying about?
Oh my goodness!
That droid was really bad. I'm not gonna lie.
But that droid had the best name of all. I mean, it was L337 or Elite. They were talking like the children talk, like the kids talk.
Oh god.
It was Elite droid. Come on. Yeah, so Solo made about 93 million at the box office.
90. Say that again.
93 million. So the budget says the budget is 275 to 300 million, and it says the box office was 393 million
for domestic.
No, it just says box office
worldwide.
That's worldwide.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now I have to go look it up because I thought it made at least 8. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, because Solo came out like in May of 2018. You have Infinity War, you have Deadpool 2. Movies people want to see more than Solo, which
Solo did make, oh god, fuck, I was way off the mark. Holy shit. Solo did make 393 worldwide. That's insane.
Blinded, take over real quick. I gotta handle something.
Well, I can't read the article because
just discuss how you were wrong about the box office for Solo.
Yeah, I was wrong about the okay. I was completely wrong about the box office. Okay, so here it says domestic 213 million, international 179.
Yeah,
that is holy shit.
That's way off. And if it wasn't for the reshoots and shit, the budget would have been all that high up, but it still would have been expensive.
Oh my god. I mean, the thing is, though, what came after Solo, like, I feel like it should have played in the rest of June pretty well. Like, what was in June of 2018?
Incredibles 2, but that was
Jurassic,
like...
that was at the end. Jurassic World.
Those were like the middle, like, end of June.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me look.
I think Jurassic World came out early June, maybe like 2 weeks after.
I mean, just look at
they had the $1 billion. Then in 2018 they had the World Cup, and then Jurassic World had to release early compared to the States. I think so. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Does it have any impact? I don't know.
Yeah, they did because they moved it. They moved Jurassic Fallen Kingdom early for international markets to get ahead of the World Cup.
Oh, I don't. Okay. Oh, international. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
In June. Okay, so Solo came out on May 25th. In June, June 1st. So these are Fridays. June 1st was Upgrade.
Yeah, that wasn't gonna do anything. Upgrade's a good
Yeah.
movie though.
Yeah, June 8th, that Ocean's 8 movie, which actually did pretty well.
Mhm.
Ocean's 8 did pretty well. When else? June 15th, there's Incredibles 2. And then the week after Incredibles is Jurassic World. And then the week after that was Sicario 2.
Right.
Well, also like July. I know like it didn't make a lot of money, but you had Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then you had Mission Impossible Fallout. So like, it was to me like it was a mistake. First of all, it was a mistake to release it like months after The Last Jedi, because that was the first mistake they made after how controversial that film turned out and how upset the fans were.
Well, they only did that because they wanted to put, to commemorate the, excuse me, like to commemorate the anniversary, the release anniversary of the original film.
But then it came out like a few weeks after Infinity War, which was making a ton of money. Then Deadpool 2, which was not making as much money as Infinity War, but still making a lot of money.
Well, Deadpool 2 became the second high. At the time, wasn't it the first highest grossing rated R movie.
Yeah.
It did more than the first
I know
one.
not everyone loved Deadpool 2, but it was much better, more well received than Solos. Same with
I haven't seen Deadpool 2. I've seen.
Yeah,
Solo.
you haven't seen the Deadpool movies, yeah.
The
Deadpool 2 is.
But here's the thing: I don't even think releasing it in December would have helped it, because December was not just Aquaman. You had a bunch of other movies coming out, and they didn't make as much money or nowhere near as much money as Aquaman, but still, like, those movies got better reception than Solo, like Into Spider-Verse, even Bumblebee. So like, Solo was kind of in a no-win situation. No matter where it was going to get released in 2018.
Yeah, but if it was a good movie, or a better movie, I should say, then it probably would have did well.
I don't really think it mattered all that much, because I think people were like, The Last Jedi did have like some major effect. I mean, and you could see that in the following movies, right? Because it was Solo and Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, but Rise of Skywalker did like 500 million.
But it barely made $1 billion worldwide.
It barely
I think Joker made more money.
I agree, but I'm saying it made a $500 million profit. Solo barely made 93 million in fact.
Right.
Like, so if you were burned out, if The Last Jedi affected Solo, right? And Solo was bad, how did
because it was the ending of the trilogy.
I guess.
And remember, it still wasn't that big compared to the first The Force Awakens.
Well, the first one, but the first one had the it was new. It was like, oh, new Star Wars. Like, it didn't matter what it was, right? It was just fucking new Star Wars. Everyone was gonna go see it.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look after The Last Jedi, those two movies really didn't do what they should have done.
Also, I think there were some people, because JJ was coming back to direct, there were some people who were like, okay, I hate The Last Jedi. I did like Force Awakens. Maybe JJ can course correct this thing. And obviously that didn't happen. So, but I think there were some people that were willing to give it a chance because it was JJ. Maybe JJ could shift things around.
Right the ship.
Yeah, and it turned out that didn't happen. No. I mean, there were some things that he did course correct, but it took away from also making the movie a lot better.
Yeah. Adam Wilson says, I never watched Solo. Couldn't give a shit about Disney Star Wars. Solo is not a bad movie.
It's not
bad. Boring as fuck. That movie's boring.
It's fun.
I fell asleep watching that.
I like
so
it.
Bad.
It's just but at the same time, it's something special. It's
the movie is not. He's not even really Han Solo. It's very weird. And then until you get to the ending of the movie, and then you're like, oh shit! All of a sudden now he's acting differently. I was just like, what the hell? It was weird.
I think they were trying to show you the evolution of Han Solo from the naive, just this goody two shoe guy to he hangs out with Woody Harrelson's character, and Woody Harrelson's character is basically what you think of when you think of Han Solo, and so he kind of adopts the Woody Harrelson stuff. And then you kind of see like this is where Han Solo would have ended up had he never met Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker and them, right? Because this is the path he was going down.
I don't know, that the whole plot in the movie is boring. I can't believe they made an entire movie about one fucking line of dialogue. Like they need to get away from shit like that. It's annoying.
And then they ruined it too because he didn't even do the Kessel Run.
Right. That's why I said it was boring as fuck.
But it actually it filled in the you know the things people were complaining about. How did Rey fly the ship? Right. Like how was
as
she
if
able
that
to?
really mattered.
No, I'm just saying it did fill that plot hole.
Well, that the one part that kind of like took me out of it was like the way how Han got his name was like I don't have a last name, and it was like Solo.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was just so random. To me, though, like, well, it was that social justice warrior robot that like took me out. It was like I was enjoying the movie until that robot appeared. And I was like, what's going on?
You didn't want robot rights?
No, it's
Oh,
not that. It's just like it was basically
George is
like
an anti-SJW.
it was the stereotypical SJW or what people perceive as
It was
as
just
an
the
SJW.
droid was just annoying. It could not stop talking. It was just
And then
like,
we
just
find out
shut
that
up.
Lando is a robosexual. He just
That was also like just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and Donald Glover in the movie is not very good too, which is surprising.
because he's not very good, but he had a lot. You know, those are big shoes to fill. Let's be honest. Right?
Yeah, but still, like he's usually a decent actor, so you're kind of like just surprised that he didn't nail the character.
No, I don't think anybody could. I don't think a single
Out of anybody, I feel like he's like the closest that could have done it, but he just gave like a really shitty performance, like not even close.
could have been the director.
Well,
That's
it's
the thing,
Ron Howard.
They changed the director around so many times with this film. There was really no consistent vision.
Well, here's the thing though, they still reshot majority of the movie, so all the thing that you have to blame, the person you have to blame is Ron Howard because he's the one given the direction, right? So
Yeah.
The thing they should have done was basically postpone the movie to 2019, have Ron Howard like reshoot the whole thing so it's like his full vision, and then have like Rise of Skywalker or Episode 9
well, he
come out in
did.
2020.
He shot like 75% or more of the movie. That's why he got the credit.
Yeah, they had to go back and like reshoot a whole bunch just so he
Yeah.
got his name on it.
It's not like he stepped in and finished the movie. No, he had to go back and reshoot it. That's not how the unions work, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you have to shoot X amount in order to get your name on the film.
right. That's why Joss Whedon doesn't get a credit in Justice League, is because he didn't really shoot a lot of the movie. He just took what Zack Snyder had and changed it around.
So either way, to get back onto the Deadline article, they're weary. They're weary. They're being very careful. You know, careful means announcing a whole bunch of projects. I guess just never doing any of them.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't seem like to me, as someone who's on the outside and not in the the boardroom. I'm not in the meetings, on the phone calls. But announcing a bunch of shit to me does not scream being careful. It means let's see what sort of buzz it makes. Let's announce this project, and if it gets a bunch of buzz, then we'll go ahead with it. Oh, this didn't get a lot of buzz. Shelby.
Well, I wonder what he means by announce, though. Like, does he mean that they're just working on a script and they announce it in like Deadline or the Hollywood Reporter, or does he mean like dating a movie? Because as of right now, they haven't dated a Star Wars movie with a title or anything. Right? They just announced the project and who's attached to it.
Well, you know, like what studio used to make the same mistake that they're doing. It was DC. DC would like announce all this stuff. Like, how many movies has DC announced in the past that never happened? So it's like they're making the same. They're doing the same thing that like Warner Brothers and DC used to do.
Right.
Yeah, and they're damaging the brand. And with all the there's actually good content. You know, you got the Andor, the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, not so much.
No. There's only 2 good Star Wars shows. Let's keep it real. Besides the animation.
I was going to say,
Bad Batch.
Yeah, you get the Bad Batch. That what was it? It's Star Wars, the one that was like anime. It's pretty decent.
Visions.
Yeah, Visions was pretty decent.
Yeah, but that was non-canon.
It's like a what if.
Yeah, I mean that was sick though. That was a good idea.
Yeah, and they're apparently doing more with the next season.
Hmm.
Ross Dog says, "Angry Joe sucks." That's me, Primo. That's my cousin. Not really. I just it's a joke. And I don't want people to get confused. Like, oh shit, Toadie's cousins with Angry Joe. All right. So, in an appearance at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference, Iger was asked an open-ended question about the health of tentpole brands, Lucasfilm, Marvel, and Pixar, along with the main Disney brand. The exec, who returned to the corner office in November, built his reputation on engineering the acquisitions of those outside companies during his previous stint as CEO. And he says, I think a lot of all of them, they're all my babies in a way. With Marvel, he said, there are 7,000 characters. There are a lot more stories to tell. We have to look at Marvel is not necessarily the volume of Marvel stories we're telling, but how many times we go back to the well on certain characters. Sequels typically work well for us. Do you need a third and a fourth, for instance, or is it time to turn to other characters?
Right.
First off, I don't think there's 7,000 characters. That's a lot of characters.
Yeah, he's just throwing that out there because I'm sure there are that many characters, but how many characters do people want to see in a solo movie and show, right? That's a big difference. Not sure where Tony went, so I'll continue here. So what do you guys think about that quote right there? Because that's an interesting quote.
I don't know where I went either.
Oh, so he is here.
Your camera was turned off.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that was weird.
So there's 7,000 characters. He's being a little bit exaggerating, but I agree they don't need necessarily a sequel after sequel after sequel, right?
Yeah, because see, that's the thing. It's like I don't see me like it's. I mean, it's cool. It's cool to have characters like to try and see can they work on screen. I don't know. I don't think most people want an Eternals 2. I don't think so.
No,
I would like to.
You kind of have to, though. You would kind of have to. They leave off on a story point.
Yeah,
but you could have. See, here's the thing, right? Obviously, we don't know where a lot of this stuff is going.
And also too, read back the quote of what he's saying. He's not saying like because RJ's saying this too. Like he's not talking about sequels. He's talking about a third and fourth movie.
Yeah, because did we really need a fourth Thor film?
No, we really didn't. No.
You could have continued Thor's story with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It could have been Volume 3.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but
or you could have done that as Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that.
I mean, Thor could have appeared somewhere else. I mean, I kind of see why they would want to make it Thor 4 because the other two Thors were pretty bad, and there's a crap ton of Thor stories you haven't even got to, right? So, like, I can kind of understand, but not Captain America 4.
I agree with this. You don't stop making sequels; you just make better movies. This is true. He says, RJ also says, and how many of these new characters are people loving? People love the fan favorites they've gotten to know. It's not the fault of Ant-Man or Thor that their sequels were mediocre.
Yeah, but you also have to consider most of the popular characters now were characters that were unknown before. Like, no one was really caring about the Guardians of the Galaxy. And 10 years later, everybody's like, oh, they're the best MCU characters, the best MCU movie. So, no, I don't agree with that. There's good characters that haven't even been mentioned in the MCU that are in the comics.
There's a ton of characters, right? And
right.
So he is right. There are a lot of characters, and they, maybe fans are not asking for them necessarily, but again, like you said, fans weren't necessarily asking for a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, right?
No, they asked for the popular characters, like, yeah.
We also got to figure out where they're gonna fit. Like the Guardians fit perfectly well in the Infinity Saga. You got to figure out where can this character fit in this current story arc that we're doing. That's the thing. Where's Moon Knight gonna fit in this multiverse saga? Where will the Eternals fit in this multiverse saga? That's the question people I think are also having.
They really don't fit anywhere. If you did a saga that was just about Celestials, yeah, it would have worked better. But now it just seems random.
Well,
like Doctor Strange fits in a multiverse saga.
Right.
Like that's the thing. That's why it would make sense if the rumors are true. If you want to do a Doctor Strange 3 before Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars,
or this might be a crazy idea, but does every MCU movie have to be involved in the multiverse saga?
No, yeah, it really doesn't. But that's the
Right.
thing. Like, I mean, like, the fans will complain though. That's the problem. It's like the MCU is so now interconnected where if a show doesn't connect to the larger story, people are like extremely pissed off about it. Right? Like,
But
and
what was the last show last anything that did that wasn't connected?
She-Hulk.
But people were pissed about She-Hulk, not that
I
it
know.
wasn't connected. They're just
Well,
pissed 'cause it
Moon
wasn't that
Knight
great.
is also not connected.
And again, it was a mediocre show.
Yeah, well, some people are gonna say it's good, but it's not.
I have no desire to rewatch it. No desire.
Yeah,
No
like
desire to
I
rewatch.
could see like you got Quasar, Nova.
Okay.
Yeah, they haven't. No one has talked about Quasar. Quasar was a character that could easily get a movie, or he could have been on the Guardians, but nope.
And what they could
Call him
easily do
Qzar.
instead of a Eternals 2, right? Because they left off with the Celestials. You could lead that into like, okay, now we do a Quasar movie, and he deals with the Eternals, and then that have the Celestials go through multiple movies, but not necessarily the Eternals, right? Because he could have the Celestials then end up in the Quasar movie, then they end up in the Nova movie, then they end up in the Silver Surfer movie. Because there's a ton of space heroes that they haven't touched.
Yeah, they haven't touched. Yeah,
just like there's a ton of magical heroes. I don't understand why Doctor Strange needs to be mixed up in any of this. He could be off doing his own shit, handling the mystical aspects. The multiverse shit is causing the mystical protection.
Well, we keep saying this, right? Hold on, give me a second. We keep saying that again. This whole multiverse thing makes no goddamn sense for Marvel. I don't know why in the world they were like sitting there thinking we should do an entire saga of just the multiverse. Like, why? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's not DC where you have all these different Earths and you have all these different continuities that you have to you can play with. Meanwhile, Marvel, when they did that with the recent Secret Wars, the only other continuity that they had to play with was the Ultimate Comics, right? And then they had to go in and invent their own universes. So everybody's talking about, Marvel was known for a multiverse. That's not true.
No, yeah.
Let's stop that. Like, Kang is not even a multiverse villain. He's a time travel villain.
I'm going to stop you right there. Because they did have a multiverse. It just
not to the extent of DC, though.
Yeah, it was never as prominent as DC's. But
that's my point. Yeah.
Because you got to remember, the Squadron Supreme universe is a different universe from the Marvel universe.
Right. But again, not to the extent of DC. That was really my original
point. And you had
also,
the Heroes Reborn is also a different universe.
I also feel like the multiverse saga, if you were going to do a multiverse saga, I feel like that should have been like that's something you do when you want to do a soft reboot, because eventually you're going to have to do like a new Iron Man, a new like Steve Rogers. Like, you're going to have to do new versions of these characters eventually. So it's like, to me, the multiverse should have been used also as a way to soft reboot. So like that should have been like the end of the current MCU. But like they're talking about doing like Phase 7 and beyond after Secret Wars.
Yeah. Well, what the problem with the multiverse saga for me is we're not actually seeing any multiverse, right? If you're like, hey, there's all these different universes out there, they all exist, right? Give me a fucking Fantastic Four movie starring the Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider, right? Fucking make it. That's your Fantastic Four movie, because it's an alternate reality, right? And have it connected by the fact that Kang is involved in this universe, or they become aware of the main MCU at the end of the film, right? Give me a movie with like Captain America and Thor, but Captain America was never frozen in World War II or some shit, right? Like,
they have to be creative with it, but they can't, right? They're using the source material. That's why I keep telling people, like, every time they go, oh, it's okay, like they don't have to adapt the source material. It's like, you do realize Marvel they literally need the source material at this point. If they didn't, like, the MCU would not be as good. I'm telling you. Like it would just be it would be a waste. Everybody would be like, "Oh, what's the point of this?" They're just taking a character, putting them into a movie, and then that would probably be it. So
Well, look at What If. What If is basically the multiverse, right?
yeah,
So why don't we just have those movies? Like instead of doing What If, like just like make a movie, and this is part of the multiverse because we've established there are different universes, different events have happened in these universes. They're all connected into a bigger storyline, right? So
right.
again, you could have, a Jane Foster Thor movie because she got the hammer instead of Donald Blake, right?
All I know is name me a multiverse story from Marvel that was not the 2015 Secret Wars. It's hard to even fucking come up with one.
Well, there's a couple.
Exactly.
I mean, there's the there's smaller stories. That's the problem. Like you have the
That's what I mean.
The Timequake story that goes through the What Ifs, where they end up trying to recruit different teams of the Fantastic Four to stop Kang.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that one. That's like a mini arc. You got the Exiles, where they go through different universes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole comic about them going through different multiverses. So, I mean,
But can that support a whole entire saga though?
No, it couldn't. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
because you didn't establish anything. You have in the comics, you have hundreds and hundreds of comics to draw from, to do like, okay, so we're gonna do What If Spider-Man never lost the Venom symbiote, right? And that's a whole comic universe. So that's a whole universe based on this. So then you could have these other characters go into this universe and interact with this. We have the future where the Hulk is in charge. We have the future where fucking the Guardians of the Galaxy exists in the 31st century future. We got the Iron Man 2020 future. So you can have them going through and doing different things. In the MCU, you have none of that, right?
none. Yeah,
So there's literally nothing that they can like go through or go into another universe because they don't exist yet. And they're not willing to just do them because they probably would do shit at the box office.
right.
Someone needs to make an Amicoverse movie. Tony,
Oh god.
Smash, saying like across the Spider-Verse, they go through a bunch of different universes for different Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
They should do the same thing.
Better example of a multiverse story.
Yeah. But Bob Iger knows. He says the problem is they're making too many movies. Just stop at 2. Give them a sequel and then that's it.
Yeah, that's what it should have been, especially for Ant-Man.
The problem isn't too many sequels. The problem is that you're not making good sequels. If you made good sequels, this wouldn't be a problem.
Well, that's the thing.
It still goes back to that though, because if a character can't support a sequel, then if you try to make a sequel, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, you're forcing it.
Yeah.
But, here's the thing: no one was complaining about sequels in like the first 3 phases of Marvel. It's only Phase 4 because Phase 4 and 5 haven't been that good so far.
And well, most of the phases are sequels. Like the only in terms of the movies, I think the first movie. Oh no, we got Eternals or Shang-Chi, and all that stuff. But I think like the last couple of movies have been sequels, and then next year we're getting Blade. I think that was like the first, in terms of the MCU, like the introduction to the character of MCU in like 2 years.
Right.
All of them are just on TV.
That's why the Captain America trilogy was perfect.
Yeah, you didn't need a Captain America 4. I get like Samuel Wilson is Captain America, but like, I'm sorry, I really can't see him being like a movie-worthy Captain America.
I understand he's Captain America now, so I guess he gets the title. But they probably should have like maybe not called it Captain. They're not really calling it 4 though. They're just calling it Captain America: New World Order, right?
Right, but that still implies that it's Captain America 4, right? Like you put Captain America in the name.
Yeah, like at least like Armor Wars isn't called Iron Man 4. It's called Armor Wars.
Yeah.
Well, so if they would just drop the Captain America part of it, just called it New World Order.
I mean, who knows if that would be successful? But
well, I mean, if it's about him, because like if the rumors are true that it's about him leading a new Avengers team, to this island, then why not just call it like New Avengers?
Brand. That's all marketing.
Yeah,
don't
but they
want
actually had a
confusing.
comic called New Avengers, so it would be.
Yeah, but
sequel.
that's not. He's not on the New Avengers,
No, he's
and they're
not.
already
But
having Avengers
even
comic.
still, like just the name, like have the with the name Avengers in the name, like that can get people more hyped up. Like even if it's not like the typical Avengers that we're used to.
I mean, if they called it
Avengers
Secret Avengers, that'd
And
make more
again,
sense.
I think I've said this last year. I think I said this on like one of Aaron's streams. I feel like they need to have an Avengers movie before Avengers Kang Dynasty to like set up a new Avengers team.
Yeah, and I think they're worried about that because they don't want to dilute the brand.
Yeah, well, they actually get into it a little bit here. We're going to continue on. It says Iger didn't get specific, but his comments came less than 3 weeks after the release of Marvel Cinematic entry Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. The third Ant-Man film has grossed more than $450 million globally, but drew tepid response from critics and posted a 69% second week drop in the U.S., the steepest by any MCU title to date. So is this like the second Wasp movie and the third Ant-Man movie, or is it just...
This is the third. It's the third Ant-Man movie.
Well, I'm saying, like, if they made a Wasp solo movie, would that be considered the third in the Wasp trilogy?
No. I think it'd be like Black Widow at that point.
Yeah, but none of the movies were called like Avengers, Black Widow, and Black Widow, right? But this is literally called Ant-Man and the Wasp:
Yeah,
Quantumania.
it's
The other one was
confusing.
called
It's a
Ant-Man and the
confusing
Wasp.
title.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, is this really would like Ant-Man and the Wasp really be a sequel to Ant-Man, or is it like a new thing?
Yeah, well, it is because it's continuing the storyline from those movies. But you still need to have watched Endgame for it to make sense.
I would have just. I don't understand why like Ant-Man and the Wasp was the title of the sequel. Like, so now Ant-Man and the Wasp, and now we're gonna add another title on it.
Which is ironic because she does nothing in the movie.
Yeah, you could have just called it Ant-Man Quantumanium. You could have just taken like Wasp out of the name and just said like Ant-Man Quantumanium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Janet does more in the movie, and she's not really officially the Wasp. She doesn't even have a suit.
All right.
Yeah, it just felt like Hank and Hope were just there to be there, just to
Yeah.
like, be like the few characters that made it throughout this whole trilogy.
I heard it was
Right.
just basically an excuse to get Catherine Newton's character. What the hell's her name?
She
Yeah,
wasn't
Cassie.
even that good in the movie. Like
She was the worst part of the movie, in my opinion.
I don't know why they switched actresses. They should have just kept the other actress.
I don't know why.
Anyway. All right. There's nothing in any way inherently off in terms of the Marvel brand, Iger stressed. I think we just have to look at what characters and stories we're mining. If you look at the trajectory of Marvel in the next 5 years, there will be lots of newness. We're going to turn back to the Avengers franchise with a whole new set of Avengers, for example. Whole new set.
The Avengers, the next generation.
This actually kind of worries me because like a whole new set implies like a complete overhaul, right? Like nobody from the original team.
I would assume no one on the original six is going to be on this team. Maybe the only person I could see is Hawkeye. But that's it.
No, because isn't he like injured still?
Oh yeah, that's right. Like Jeremy Renner's injured.
I think
in real
he's
life.
still, he's injured in real life, but I could see him coming back though.
Yeah,
Eventually.
Hawkeye fought the snowplow, and snowplow won.
No, man.
But yeah,
Well, because I still think they're doing the West Coast Avengers, right? Because everybody introduced so far would be a member of the West Coast Avenger. Moon Knight, She-Hulk. So
plus you got the Wonder Man series coming out.
Wonder Man, right? So,
but either way, so you no Captain America, no Iron Man, no Thor, no Hulk. He's not even gonna be on it.
no, I don't think Hulk will be on it. Well, I think Sam Wilson will be on it, so we'll still have Captain America.
No Black Widow.
No Black Widow.
Who? I mean, in the comics, you have official Avengers, right? You have like these are the official Avengers. In this, it seems more like a loose thing. Like you worked with us. Are you an Avenger?
That's what it. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing.
And, yeah, like the big characters that are still in the MCU, like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, they're not even gonna be on an Avengers roster. Like
But that's what I'm saying. Like, were they ever actually considered Avengers?
I guess everybody who appears in both the last Avengers movies are considered Avengers.
Well, maybe before No Way Home, Spider-Man was considered an Avenger, but now that like people forgot who he was and like people are torn on him, he's like a solo hero again.
Yeah, the MCU has done a terrible job at establishing, like they should have established Avengers World, right? Like I don't know why that wasn't introduced because that kind of plays into Secret Wars.
Does that mean is War Machine an Avenger?
Yeah, he would be an Avenger.
War Machine, Ant-Man, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I don't know. And the thing is, like, we haven't seen these characters together, right? Like, we're going to be seeing them in a for the first time in a 2-part event series. Like, I don't think that's a good idea. Hawkeye.
The Eternals is not awful, but it's not great either. It's middling.
Yeah.
It's middling. So yeah, I'm kind of concerned if it's going to be a whole new set of Avengers because I don't see anybody really that stands out as like this will be a great team. Like,
Right.
we're gonna put fucking Kamala Khan and Riri Williams.
Well, I think they might be new additions to the Young Avengers, but we'll see. Because I mean, those
might
two
not even
characters
do
were
Young
on the
Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah, it's like they still don't even know if they're doing Young Avengers or
No,
not.
no,
They're like on the fence.
No. They're still doing Young Avengers. Their thing was they don't know if there's going to be a project. There's no way that the Young Avengers they're already setting up the Young Avengers. We have most of the team. We're only missing
what
two.
I mean. Let me rephrase. What I'm saying is not that they're not going to have a team of Young Avengers.
Right.
What I'm saying is they might not call it the Young Avengers. They might just be the
The
Avengers.
Avengers. That's my theory. That's what's going to happen.
And that's going to be terrible.
It is going to be terrible, but we'll have to see.
All right. Iger's going to go on. He's going to talk about Star Wars. The Star Wars. As far as Star Wars, Iger said, disappointing box office returns in 2018 for Solo. One of 2 standalone films integrated among 3 saga installments gave us pause in terms of the feature pipeline. Again, blaming Solo and just avoiding the whole Rise of the Skywalker thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Executives
They're not gonna
determined
address
that maybe the cadence was a little too aggressive, he added. Disney is still developing Star Wars films. Iger continued, but we're going to make sure we make one. It's the right one. So we're being very careful there.
Mm.
So careful that we've no release date, no nothing set for a single Star Wars feature film.
I mean, it's better to not. I think I don't remember where I said this. Maybe it was on Aaron's stream, but I said they should just wait another if it's been 4 years since Rise of Skywalker, wait another 2 years and then announce a Star Wars movie for I don't know, 2027, 2028. Because it needs a break. Like, you can't just rush it because then you're not going to get big results like The Force Awakens.
I don't know. I think that they've sort of fucked themselves over because everything is, the Skywalker stories.
Well, the problem that they have is they announce new movies with directors who 1 minute will sound like the greatest director ever, but then the next minute, once they make something that's bad, they drop them. They like Patty Jenkins, that's the perfect example. Before Wonder Woman 1984 came out, actually right before it, she was announced as getting Rogue Squadron, and people were excited because people loved the first Wonder Woman film. Then Wonder Woman 1984 came out, that was bad, and people soured on Patty. Now her project has been shelved. Kevin Feige, same thing. People were like, "Oh, Kevin Feige, Marvel, yeah, that's going to be exciting." Now that Phase 4 was not that good, Quantumanium not that good, people have soured on Kevin Feige, and now that project's been shelved.
See,
and it looks like Taika could be the next one.
I just feel I feel just because you made a bad movie doesn't mean you don't have to cancel their projects. Just still move along. Directors make at least a couple bad films in her filmography. She's done 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's barely made movies.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Patty do a Rogue Squadron movie, and She made like what? She made 3 and one of them was bad.
Right.
I don't
But you
know.
know the saying, right? You know the saying, Blue Jay. You're as good as your last movie. That's what they
Yeah.
say in Hollywood.
Adam Wilson says Star Wars isn't special anymore. I agree to that.
Yeah, because and I think Sean O'Rourke
It's
said
been diluted.
when he was reviewing the recent episode of like Mandalorian, it just feels like there's no longer breathing room, and like we're given so much Star Wars content that it's like it just doesn't feel as special as it once was.
Yep.
Like,
Same
I mean,
thing with
people
Marvel.
complain that we get too much Marvel content. That is true to an extent, but it's like it also feels that way with Star Wars. Star Wars isn't like Marvel, where like you need to have like all these projects right away.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think part of the problem with Star Wars is the expectations, right? Like when you think of Star Wars, you think of certain things. It's got to have Jedi, right? It's got to have an evil empire. And then when you start doing shows that are good but just don't have those things, right? Like Andor doesn't have any Jedi. Like every
Mhm.
time someone like looks funny, like, oh, that guy's a Jedi. Like, no, he's not a Jedi. Calm down. Nobody's a Jedi. There's no Jedi. It's just about Andor. And people like they don't know what to do. Like Mandalorian, right? Has nothing to do with anything. It's just about the Mandalorian. Like people like they like it. They kind of don't like it. It's too slow. It's because we've been conditioned that when you hear Star Wars, there's certain things that it's gonna have, and when you start doing things that don't have them, people get weirded out.
Yeah, I mean that you know. I mean, I think so many people are like excited that Bob Iger is back, but like, let's be honest, Bob Iger is the reason why all of this is happening. Like, you can't, you know, give him praise when he succeeds and not, you know, criticize him when he fails. Like, come on, like he's the one that decided, oh, we're gonna bet in on Marvel and Star Wars and not look for smaller franchises. Disney's whole business is on these big franchises, which I think is going to, in time, prove to be a mistake.
Sunil says, my thoughts on this subject is I did suspect Star Wars would take a huge hit in a negative way because 2 months ago, there was news about 3,000 and 7,000 were laid off at the beginning of this year. Weren't they all like Disney park people, though?
I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of layoffs from a lot of corporations. So, yeah. I mean, it's just the economy, what's going on right now.
I think they need to have a new Star Wars come out, maybe a smaller budget, more tighter focused Star Wars that has nothing to do with the Skywalkers.
I continue to say, just do a Mandalorian movie. Like, and eventually it's going to end. You might as well just make a movie.
Yeah. And here's and the thing to add to your comment about like Bob Iger, people need to remember it's becoming a similar situation with like Michael Eisner. Like people give credit to Michael Eisner for like, you know, revamping the Disney brand after like the Disney Dark Ages. Like he led them through the Disney Renaissance. But people also need to remember that the last years of Michael Eisner were not that good for Disney either.
Exactly.
So like it's kind of the same situation where yeah, Bob Iger helped revamp the Disney brand, but the last few years haven't exactly been all that special with Bob Iger. And look, like, yeah, the Bob Chapek years weren't that great either. But also remember, like,
2-3 years, though.
Remember, like, towards the end of Bob Iger's first run, that's when you started to see the cracks. That was when all these Disney Plus projects were being announced, these Disney Plus shows, was before Bob Chapek came in.
But at the same time, that same year, 2019, that was a massive year for Disney at the box office. I think like it's almost like I want to say like 6 of their movies were all in the top 10 that year. It was insane.
I think maybe another problem is the corporate expectations on what movies need to make. Right? It's Star Wars. It's got to make $1 billion. You know, it's Marvel. It's got to make $1 billion.
Yeah, but it can make $1 billion, but like when people are starved of that content, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I think if you set your expectations to a more moderate level, right? Like, you know, they're like, oh, we're only happy at $1 billion. Anything under $1 billion and we're upset. But I think if they go, hey, we're happy to make 500 million, then I think they'll be a lot happier overall. Because
that's not going to work. That's not going to fly. They
Stop
put
being
way too
greedy.
much money. No, that's how. I mean, this is how it works, though. Like that's their business. If they set an expectation, and that's how much money they put into the project, and if it doesn't work, obviously something is wrong. But like they're not understanding. Like the more they dilute this brand, the less money they're going to get out of it because people are like, well, it's not special anymore. That's what they have to realize.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you're insistent on making a bunch of movies and shows and stuff, then I think you're going to have to, like you said, it's going to get diluted. So you have to reset your expectations onto what the base amount of money that it's going to make.
Yeah, but I mean, and also to George's point, this is what I want to add on. Like, people have to remember, Bob Iger was doing this, and I mean, this is like almost like 20 plus years in the making. Like, before he even became CEO at Disney, he had this idea of doing a streaming service to buy up brands that were like Star Wars and Marvel. And once he got the keys, it took almost like 10 years to really get to that point. And now it's like, well, what do you do after? What is the next 20-year future of Disney, right? That's what they should be planning.
Adam Wilson's right, though. We do need a Streets of Rage cinematic universe. I would love a Streets of
Oh,
Rage
man.
movie where it's just like two guys just beating the shit out of people for 90 minutes.
Also, don't forget one of the first things like Bob Iger did, because like towards the end of the Eisner era, Pixar was like done working with Disney. One of the first things that happened in the Iger era was purchasing like Pixar.
Yeah.
Right.
So like that was like, and I mean
That was the beginning.
And like and like to their credit, like Pixar was still making great movies like Ratatouille, Wall-E, and Up, and Toy Story 3. But then it's like you kind of saw like that was like the building blocks to, hey, if we can purchase Pixar, let's see if we can purchase Marvel. Then let's see if we can purchase Lucasfilm, and then eventually Fox.
I think they went too big. I think they should have looked for smaller franchises.
Too big, too fast?
Well, like you can have the big stuff, right? But they're big for a reason. It's because they're special. They don't come out all the time, right? So they needed to fill in the gaps with smaller movies and then make those movies bigger franchises. That's not what they wanted to do.
Well, I think part of it too is they're kind of fucking themselves over by having so many big franchises, like you said, because now you have to juggle your Disney stuff, your Marvel stuff, and your Star Wars stuff.
And now they got
now Avatar.
Now they got like
now
Avatar,
Avatar.
that's still big for them.
Yeah, but Avatar only comes out like once every fucking.
Yeah, like, you say that, but James Cameron was just saying, ask me in 5 more years about an Avatar TV series.
Oh, yeah.
And also, don't forget, like, they got a whole section in one of their parks dedicated to Avatar, and that's really popular. I've been there twice, and, like, those attractions are very popular.
Yeah.
That's going to get convoluted,
like, releasing movies. Like, you have all the Marvel movies set for, like, spaced in between, so you have the little room. Now shove in a bunch of Star Wars stuff, shove in a bunch of Pixar stuff, a bunch of Disney stuff.
And again, like, people also forget, like, there's also the parks. Like, here's the thing. In the Florida parks, they can't really do a Marvel Cinematic Universe or Avengers land
because the land.
But because like Universal there still has the Marvel rights.
Oh yeah, So
like for the Florida parks, they need like the Avatar, the world of Avatar, and like Galaxy's Edge. So like they need to keep those brands strong as well. And
I can't believe people still go to the Disney parks. It's kind of crazy.
It's Disney. Everybody wants to go to Disney park.
Maybe when I was a kid, but I don't know if I could.
I still like going. I still like going.
I like the history of it, but I don't know if I would want to go.
It's just
I haven't
like
gone there like 10 years.
It depends on what part of the year you go.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Let's wrap this bad boy up. He says the main Disney brand, Iger said, remains very strong. Certainly the most powerful brand in family entertainment. And I think Nintendo might have a word with you on that. 100 years after it was created, the forthcoming live-action version of Little Mermaid, he said, attests to the potency of Disney. I think when you see it, it will remind you just how strong the brand is, he said. Now, I don't like to talk about what other movie pundits say, but I do feel I need to mention that our buddy, the camper, John Campia.
Oh, man.
He's insistent that this is going to be like the Little Mermaid is going to like make like 800 million. That because they're going to show off the Little Mermaid trailer at the the Oscars right?
Mm-hmm.
That Disney must be like they know they got to hit. Like this is going to be the greatest live action. It's going to be Aladdin levels of success in live action. I just don't see it, right? I've seen nothing so far. What they showed me, I'm not impressed with Little Mermaid.
Because it's not really in your demographic. I don't know if it'll make 800 million, but it'll probably do pretty well.
I'm not
Just
saying it's
right
gonna
in-
flop. I'm not saying like it's
Yeah.
gonna like fucking out the. But I don't. I think people are fed up with these live action remakes,
Well,
especially
well,
because like we've had so many.
But where's the
it's not
proof of that though?
It's
With
not
the
just,
live action
just
one.
that. It's also these trailers, like it just looks bland. Like it's not even like the animated Little Mermaid was like very colorful. Like this, like
What was the
nothing, like-
last live action Disney movie that came out in the theaters? Because I don't know if I believe that just
Lion
yet.
King.
Lion King?
does Cruella count?
I mean, no, that doesn't count. That came out in the pandemic.
Well, no, you can kind of count because it was in theaters and on Disney Plus. But I mean, well, it was
It's on Disney
contracted-
Plus. That's
Well, it's
Yeah,
you
it's
just
on
answered your
Disney Plus.
question.
It's contracted to be in theaters, but it was on Disney Plus. Yeah, I guess I think.
I mean, most people I couldn't see it. We
Was it
were in
Pinocchio the
lockdown.
last one?
That was on Disney
Pinocchio
Plus.
was just Disney Plus.
Was it?
that was shit.
It has to be theatrical. I mean, if I don't know. The
I guess
last one
Mulan was the last one then.
again
No,
that
that's
was
on Disney.
pandemic.
That was
That was
Disney
pandemic.
Plus. So yeah,
No,
Lion
wait,
King
what?
was no Mulan was originally going to be in theaters, but Mulan got dumped to Disney Plus.
Disney.
No, it still
Right.
hit the theater for a little bit.
It
made
did.
70
I
million
remember
live
seeing it in the theater. Yeah, because it was that and Tenet that were the only movies out.
No, I
during
agree
the
that it
pandemic.
was pandemic and they probably
Yeah,
pulled it out of the theater, but it did. I know it did go to the theater.
right.
So I'm
The reason why
guessing-
I say like I don't.
Lady in the
You shouldn't
Tramp-
really count those numbers is because of the pandemic. Now
No,
I
Lady
don't
and the
know.
Tramp didn't go to the theater either. Jesus, which was
No.
the last one in the theater?
he just said it. Lion King. Lion King is like the only good example of when
No,
everything was okay.
Maleficent. The fucking
Oh, Maleficent. Maleficent?
Maleficent.
What's-
Whatever. The fuck.
What are you talking about?
No, the sequel Maleficent. That's what
Yeah.
it. That's the last one. That came
When
out.
was that? Was
That
that
was
2020?
This
2019 October.
At October? I don't know if I would count that.
491 million. At the
Well,
box.
you
That was a
it-
sequel.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's
It's
still
still
We're
counts.
talking about no. If you're talking about a live action remake, it's usually a remake of a movie that everybody likes, like Lion King,
Okay,
Beauty and the Beast.
Well, okay, Lion King, but
And that's what I'm saying. Lion King is like the only other example. So like again, we wouldn't know. Like it could probably not do well because there's maybe controversy or people are just fed up, but people still saw Lion King, which was surprising. I don't understand that, but
Well, it's
I didn't see
surprising
that movie.
He mentioned Aladdin, right? It's going to make Aladdin numbers when Lion King made a lot more.
well, Lion King is
Because,
big property.
no, I know why he's saying that because they came out around the same time. That's why he's saying that. They came out on the holiday in May. What is that for you guys? For us, it's
Memorial
Victoria Day. Okay,
Memorial.
Well,
Yeah, in
Dumbo,
Canada, it's
Dumbo
different.
barely made 351 million.
That was in March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still like a terrible time to release it because this year is already packed with fucking movies.
Beauty and the Beast was released
Not-
in March, though,
it's-
and it made 1.2 billion.
That day is always going to be good for movies because it's a holiday. It's a long weekend.
True.
What's up, Aaron?
Y'all
No,
ready
what's
for
up?
Cocaine Shark?
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Not yet. So what do you think? Do you think Little Mermaid's going to do big business, Aaron, or do you think it's not?
Right, when's it coming out? What month?
May at the end holiday.
It's coming out.
Oh, at the end?
yeah, May
What,
26th.
Memorial Day? It's coming out at the end and the beginning of that stack June month. I don't know.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
I think it'll have a good opening weekend, but after that, it's gonna
Yeah.
drop off pretty much because
Yeah, it-
June's
I
gonna
don't-
be packed.
I don't think those movies in the beginning of June are going to do too
What
well.
movies are in the beginning? What movies are in the
What do you
beginning?
mean?
Transformer and Spider-Man. Just wait and
Spider-Man.
see. Just wait and see. That's my prediction. Those two
And
movies
here's
at the
thing,
beginning are
just
not
because
going
a
to do
movie
well.
doesn't do well in the box
Oh.
office doesn't mean it's gonna be bad. Like those two movies could easily be great movies, but still not make a lot. Like Into
I
the
can
Spider-Verse
see-
was a
no,
great movie, but
no, I
didn't
can
make
see.
a lot.
Well, I can see Spider-Verse making money. It's Spider-Man. Doesn't
How much? I'm going to say under 400.
Oh gosh.
You're so
You
pessimistic.
think that's going to make 500 million
Yeah.
above 400? Oh, no way. You just wait and see. Just wait and see. We can
It's
come back. You could say I'm wrong.
You're so pessimistic.
The first Spider-Man didn't make 400 million.
Yeah, because it was packed with movies and stuff. When this is also packed with
It
movies.
had better. If you think about it, though, it has in December it had more longevity, and it still couldn't do it, even regardless of the competition.
Yeah,
like a
but
lot of movies released in December end up doing well because they play into January.
Yeah, but it didn't need to make. It made enough to warrant a sequel. It wasn't expensive
Sure.
as people thought.
And as we know, most sequels don't make as much as the original. There's also that
Sometimes they
factor
do.
too. Sometimes, but not always. On average, they make less.
I think this one has potential too. Well, it is a staff month. Maybe if it's any other month, maybe.
Yeah, that's.
We'll
the
see
thing.
Blue Jay because we always have this debate. I really don't think it's going to make more than
The
400.
problem. This is the same
Oh,
problem
God.
that DC has with releasing its
Did
Shazam
you-
movies.
did
Sony
you-
is releasing these movies in packed months.
Did who thought that Ant-Man would not make close to 600?
I thought maybe at least 500.
What if a first
It might not even make.
Yeah,
No, the
exactly.
third. We're talking about
No,
the third movie
Quantumania.
that just came out.
Quantumania. Yeah, it may not even make
I
500.
didn't think after everybody said it was shit. I didn't think it was good.
No, but we're talking about before the movie even released. Everybody was
Tony,
like,
if people are talking shit about was the critics.
no, before the reviews. Like, you guys have to remember, if you go on the box office subreddit, everybody has their predictions of what it's going to be. I remember
thought it was
seeing
gonna do good just because of the
Yeah.
brand and everything. But
because of the brand, and then it dropped like a rock.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think that's
So,
the
yeah.
second largest drop for an MCU movie.
largest.
Largest? Oh,
yeah, it was the largest.
Yeah, I
Well-
definitely don't. Look, I think Rise of the Beast has a chance of being a good movie, but I don't think it's gonna make that much because the
Well,
previous
see,
live action.
I'm gonna be honest with you
Transformer
guys.
movies, I think soured the brand.
I'm not gonna see Little Mermaid in the theaters. I really don't care for that.
No, I don't care for that either.
No, see, because here's the thing. I can, as much as I'm excited for Transformers, I don't see that making as much.
Yeah.
because it's already because Bumblebee was lucky. I do not see Transformers because it's still expensive.
They had,
Expensive as hell.
I think that even though the Transformer movies, they were never great, but they still made money. I think people
Tons of
maybe.
money. Except the
Yeah.
fifth one didn't make that. The fifth one didn't do well.
I think the fifth
Yeah.
one was a clear sign that people were burnt out.
Well,
Yeah.
I think people are just sick of Michael Bay.
Well,
I think
maybe
I think the
Michael Bay.
movies in the middle of June, not that Pixar movie. That Pixar movie, I think, is gonna bomb. But
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, I don't know about Indiana Jones. The Flash, it could. I think the Flash probably has a better chance, but you never know because it comes right in the middle and then it's sandwiched in between.
Well. The thing is, the Flash to me is going to be the most interesting one because remember, before that first trailer, people really were kind of like they didn't know what to think of the movie, but now that
Right.
like after that trailer, like because even like not just like Michael Keaton returning as Batman, but the other stuff looks great in that trailer. I think now more people are open to it, and as long as Ezra Miller doesn't get into any trouble for like the next few months, that movie could be the highest grossing movie of June.
Well, Bianca says I was like, "Oh my god, Transformers." Then we go, "Oh, it sucks again."
Yeah, like see, I'm just saying, like I don't want to argue. I just think like I'm thinking like in terms of Spider-Man. Look, it's in the packed month. I believe it could do more than the first. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know how much this movie costs anyway. With they
Maybe a
have
little bit more than the first.
Well, yeah,
I
they have
think it could do more than the first.
Yeah, they have 1,000
I don't know about
animators
that.
working on this. They have 1,000 animators working on this thing. I can. If this movie is at least good enough to see that people can actually go see this movie in the theater. Because I can see Spider-Man lasting 2 weeks. Number one, like Transformers, I don't know, and then the Flash would take over.
Here's
my prediction.
my thought on this. The first Spider-Verse movie, a lot of
Uh-huh.
people wrote it off, right? Because it was animated.
Well, they done for that.
Why did-
blinded.
It's a
Why we got two blindeds?
Because it
Blinded
kicked me
Dice.
out. That joke never gets old. So, let me kick.
One of them is with Zoldak. Oh, he's
Okay,
gone.
thanks. Yeah, I got kicked out of my phone. When it overheats for whatever reason, it kicks me out of StreamYard.
Oh
So,
wow.
and then I just crashed my bike. Where's my bike? Oh my god.
You just crashed your bike?
Yeah, I'm playing Cyberpunk. I'm just driving
Oh,
around
You
and
were on your
talking.
bike.
I thought you was on stream.
So here's my thought about the Spider-Verse sequel. The first movie was written off by a lot of people, myself included, because it's just an animated movie. It's not going to be anything. And then people saw it and it was good. It got good word of mouth.
Don't
And
judge a book by its cover.
with it showing up on streaming services.
I never said it was bad. I don't
No,
know.
what I'm saying is
Oh no, I didn't say it was
the
bad. I didn't say that.
expectations of the first movie were low, and a lot of people skipped it. But then they saw it later on, and they saw it was good. So now they're looking forward to the sequel, right? So I think it had a low entry in the first one because of the negative connotations of a Spider-Verse movie. A whole it's an animated. Sony makes bad movies. We got double blinded again.
So Doc,
The Clone Saga has come into movie talk.
Into the blinded verse.
Oh my god.
So I'm just thinking that the possibility is there for people, not just the people that saw it in the theaters the first time, but people who saw it later on streaming might go, "Oh, I'm gonna go check out the sequel."
I don't think those people would want to go to the theater and watch it. They would wait.
I think Across the Spider-Verse could make the second most money in June because Indiana Jones is another one that's got question marks.
Joseph says all these movies stink like old milk.
Oh god.
Like here's the thing, just because and again, I'm not saying these movies are going to be bad. I think all four of these movies have a good chance of being very good. But the thing is, it don't matter how good or bad a movie is. A movie is the box office is what's judging things at this point. So remember,
sorry, get finished. Sorry.
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse was a phenomenal movie, but it's also the lowest grossing Spider-Man movie ever made.
Right.
So that's why Across the Spider-Verse has an uphill battle, even if that movie's as good as the first one.
All right.
That's true. All right, I think we've debated this.
All right.
We'll see because Blue Jay is he thinks we think the movie's going to be bad. I never said that once.
I didn't say it was going to. I didn't say it was. You think it was going to be bad. I'm thinking more on the money level thing. I was just.
We'll see about the money level. If I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong.
Yeah, I do think.
Oh, you go, George.
I do think it will make the second most money in June after The Flash. That I will give it because I have question marks about Indiana Jones and its box office.
Yeah, that too.
Speaking of verses, we're going from the Spider-Verse all the way over to the Creed verse. Are you ready for it?
Blue Jay's got a lot to say.
Hey, I'm good. Creed verse.
All right, so exclusive. Creed already broke grounds for Amazon with the latest installment in the MGM movie franchise, Creed 3, racking up 100 million plus global opening and setting a box office record for the tech giant. Now, Creed could spawn an Amazon universe spanning both film and TV. There have been meetings with franchise star and filmmaker Michael B. Jordan about various Creed-related projects for the past year, sources said. The plans for the scope of the universe have gotten bolder in the wake of Creed 3's big debut. Reps for Amazon and Jordan declined comment. So what that means is all that follows could be bullshit. Details are sketchy, but some of the conversations are still in exploratory stages. But we hear that an anime series connected to the Rocky spinoff IP is in the works. There are ideas for a companion live-action TV.
What?
Okay, first off, there's so much wrong with this because I don't think it's going to be an anime series because I don't think they're going to go hire a Japanese company that makes Japanese exclusive media to make a Rocky spinoff IP, right? I think it's going to be an anime-inspired series.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, I think a boxing, while it could work, I don't see this working.
Man, can I go first?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. There are certain franchises that can work as a cinematic universe. Marvel and DC, Star Wars. They can work. I feel like when it comes to like some of these big studios that they have an IP that they own, which are making just a simple franchise is one thing. Why do you need to go as far as making a whole universe? Like, I have some gripes with this shit because I love Creed. I love Creed 1, 2, and 3. Really great movies. I do not see them doing like a a whole universe of like different boxers and shit. Because I'm thinking about like the longevity aspect to it. Like, how long can you draw this out? And not only that, I remember like do you guys remember like 2 months ago that Amazon is doing like a Tomb Raider universe?
Cinematic universe, yeah.
Yeah.
That because that's like one of my bigger examples. Like, okay, doing a Tomb Raider franchise is fine. That's okay. But yeah, but why would you want to go to the extra mile of doing a Marvel style series? I do not see Tomb Raider as to like make make a whole universe of TV, filming, gaming. Like,
And they're supposed to be connected.
for what? I do not see any of those series warrant a spinoff. Or like, I don't know, like
There's only one Tomb Raider spinoff, and it still has Lara Croft in it. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that.
because that's my thing. That's my thing. Like Marvel, there's not saying like, oh, I like cinematic universes. It just depends. I think at this point, you just have to like pick a franchise that actually works. I do not see Rocky doing that, or Rocky or Creed being a universe, because it sounds a little silly.
Hmm.
Even Tomb Raider sounds silly, and I don't know if you guys remember this. I remember like HBO Max wants to do a Sherlock Holmes universe with the Robert Downey Jr.
God.
movies.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's not happening.
Yeah, that's not happening. It's just I feel like nowadays is like companies are so desperate to have a universe that they can just pick any franchise to have a universe.
Because they need like IPs to milk. That's the unfortunate part.
Which, yeah, that's true, but they have a dozens of IPs that I can see. Like, I can totally see Lord of the Rings be like that kind of beast, that kind of thing. Like a franchise with like a deep lore. I could see them lasting like 20 years or whatever, or 10 years at least. I don't see Rocky or Tomb Raider or whatever. Like, what are we gonna get like post credit scenes in Creed now? Are we gonna tease
Probably.
like? Are they teasing like? I swear. Are we gonna have like you said, Clever Lang's son come in Creed 4? I swear, I want Clever Lang's son to go up to Bianca going, "Hey, woman."
Oh
No,
my
man.
goodness!
Hey,
It's
come
like
up to my.
it's like I want Creed. I want Creed. You hear me? I want Creed.
He'd be like,
Uh,
"Hey, woman."
Bianca's
God.
right here though. Hajime no Ippo is so good. So is Megalobox. There are some good boxing anime.
But it's like here's the thing. Like I was saying like off stream before. Like, are you gonna bring back like Mason Dixon from Rocky Balboa and like have
No,
him
Tommy
pull like
Gunn.
a Rocky and be like, I want to fight. I want to fight to prove that I can
Tommy.
still do it at an old age.
Bring back Tommy Gunn.
Maybe
my recast
they'll
Tommy Gunn.
Oh God.
No,
They'll do a crossover
We need
with Undisputed.
we need redemption for Tommy.
Tommy. Oh my goodness,
Because that's
Rocky Balboa.
See,
Do you
that's
accept
the
Tommy Gunn's
this
challenge?
is the
Rocky
thing.
Balboa.
Just
Do you remember me?
Well, hold on. One at a time.
that's okay. Like that's my thing. Like, I don't mind. I kind of don't want to do. I don't want them to make a Creed 4 because I like all three of them. I don't see them like where can you go with like not only a Creed 4 but a spin-off of his kid.
Mm.
This kid's
I mean,
yeah.
Like, what the heck? What
That
do you
doesn't really
they're-
make sense.
I guess they're still making that
get?
Drago movie.
Yeah, supposedly.
Drago,
Oh
yeah, the
my.
son, yeah.
See,
Which Sylvester Stallone doesn't
I have an
want to
idea.
happen.
I have an idea what they could do. Just have a Thunderlips movie.
But it's like here's the thing. Even before the rights issue with the producer, Stallone wanted to do a Rocky prequel TV show and wanted to do a Rocky 7 where he's training.
Prequel?
Yeah, and he wanted to do a Rocky 7 where he's training a boxer that's in the country illegally. So like even before the rights issue, he was guilty of basically doing what they're doing with this Rocky cinematic stuff. So it's like,
Aston wants a Rambo universe. Just have him mowing down different people.
No, God.
also Creed 3. If they do Creed 4, they gotta give him a robot like Paulie got.
Oh my fucking
God!
The robot.
Oh, God.
Well, there you go. You cracked the code. They're gonna have
How about
Rocky Real Steel.
Oh my God!
You know what?
They're still making a sequel to that movie.
Make a spin-off off of Paulie's robot because it's like whatever happens to that
Oh
robot.
God! Oh my
They
God!
should do a short film, Paulie's robot.
Oh my God!
See, all in all, I don't mind having more Creed movie. I like Creed as long as Michael B. Jordan is still involved. To me, it's still silly to make a whole universe. It doesn't make any sense. Like I can name different franchises that warrant a universe, like Lord of the Rings. Fucking, I don't know. I mean,
but they don't own that. This is what they own.
Well, I'm thinking about like different other franchises other than MGM.
I guess there's some ideas I could think of.
They could come up with things, like they could do this new character and stuff like
But
that.
don't get me wrong. I know. I mean, I'm not saying they're not going to be terrible. I mean, I'm just thinking about like how can this last like in a decade?
No, I agree. I agree.
We get Hogan back as Thunderlips. We get Mr. T back.
No God.
All right.
I don't know the actor's name for Tommy Gunn because I don't think he's done anything.
Dead.
He's dead?
Yes. Tommy Morrison is dead.
Holy shit.
I didn't know that.
He had AIDS or something like that.
Did you guys know that?
I didn't know that.
Talking about Sage Stallone?
No, Tommy Morrison.
The guy played Tommy Gunn. Wow. I didn't know that.
He died in 2013.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I did not know that. It was like a big deal. And he died of sepsis. Yeah, he had AIDS and then he died of sepsis.
Oh, that's terrible.
All right.
Yeah,
so from something terrible to something even more terrible. It says, and there are ideas for a companion live action TV series. Also percolating is a potential project centering on Adonis Creed's daughter, Amara, who was played by deaf actress Mila Davis Kent in Creed 3, making her film acting debut.
Does that even make sense?
She's like
well, no, she's like 8, right? Like,
yeah.
Wouldn't they have to age her up, and then so it would have to take place in the future? And
no, they could have like an underage boxing league where she's like beating people up around.
Please don't.
Wait, you know what? I got an idea. So instead of bringing like Tommy Gunn back, bring back the guy that wanted Rocky to fight Tommy in Rocky 5, Duke. Be like Rocky Balboa. Rocky Balboa. Will you accept this fight? Instead, have it be like Adonis Creed. Do you accept this challenge?
What's the famous boxer promoter's name again? Don King. Is it Don King?
Don King,
yeah. They pretty much parody Don King. The parody of the Don King.
Hit me and I'll sue.
Yeah. The Don King
me for what?
Right? Yeah, you want to bring back the Don King character?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You Super J said 10 out of 10 he would watch a Metroid movie though.
Oh yeah,
You
definitely.
can start Brie Larson. You all know that, right?
No.
I kind of want a Metroid anime, not so much live action, but it's okay.
That may be cool.
Let's continue on. As previously announced, there has been a Drago spinoff movie in the works at MGM, written by Robert Lawton. That film would center on Rocky Balboa's foe, Russian boxer Ivan Drago, and his son Victor Drago, who was introduced as Creed's adversary in Creed 2. There have been some chatter that the Drago offshoot could lend itself to a series, but according to sources, the intentions remain to keep it as a movie. So far, a script has been commissioned, but it's unclear whether it would get made. Now, Drago is a perfect example of why Sylvester Stallone has lost the plot and should be never allowed anywhere near Rocky again.
By the way, that's not his idea. He was against that idea.
Right. Because what I'm going to say is the idea that Sylvester Stallone originally envisioned for Ivan Drago was that Ivan Drago would become a boxer after the fall of the Soviet Union, never achieve the success that he wanted to, and then take a gun and allow lead to enter his brain and off himself.
Oh
That's
my
what Rocky
God.
said the Drago future was, according to his headcanon. Let that sink in.
Good Lord.
Oh,
Oh my
what?
gosh.
Sylvester Stallone basically said that in his headcanon, the way he envisioned Drago, that he basically tops himself after a failed career as a boxer.
Well, that's deep. That's
Isn't that like fucked up? Knowing
Yeah.
the story of Rocky, what the fuck? Like,
Well, here's the
yeah,
thing.
Rocky doesn't wish that.
But remember, well, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys know this. The original ending of Rocky 5 was gonna have Rocky die after his fight with Tommy.
Yeah.
oh my god,
Like, go, like,
what a
so
terrible
this
idea.
isn't like the first time like Sylvester Stallone and like the crew have had like dark thoughts with the Rocky franchise.
Oh my
Like, could you
God.
imagine like Rocky 5 like ending with the death of Rocky Balboa? So many people would be pissed.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah, but
dumb idea.
then we would like go through the credits, people are crying, and then you'd get the little doo 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 doo.
He's still
Oh, shit,
alive.
he's still
Oh,
It'd be like,
do you know how stupid that would be? Oh my
No,
god.
And you
What
would
if
find
there's,
out
like,
what
a-
happened with what's his name, Paulie's robot. You'd be like,
Why
Paulie, be
just-
like, "Where's the heart for my
Oh,
robot?"
my-
And then you just see it in Rocky's chest glow.
Why don't you just
Oh
have
my
Jake
God.
Paul? Why don't you just have box Jake Paul in the next movie?
Oh god.
no,
Box.
Jake Paul, no.
I'm kidding.
No.
You know what they should do for like the next Creed film? Have it where like Adonis is near death and he sees like the ghosts of Apollo, Paulie, Adrian, Mickey,
Oh
and
my
it's like,
God.
and it's like you hear like Mickey going, "Get up, you son of a bitch!"
Oh god.
Now you're just turning those into fantasy films at this point. Like,
Oh
God.
my god. This is not Marvel and Star Wars, okay? That's
I
what
know,
they do
but
over
it's
there.
like-
Yeah,
the way
brain
they're
damage.
treating the franchise at this point,
mean,
I
you would
know.
think, like
George can have
they
a-
might do
George-
that.
George can have a point with all the brain damage, getting all those punches to the head. He technically couldn't see them with his brain damage.
Like,
Oh my
You know
god.
what? We could just have him at the very beginning get hit really hard. He falls down, gets brain damage, and then in his mind, he's
Yeah.
boxing. We see him fight like Clubber Lang. Then he fights Apollo.
Mm.
What's his name? Still alive, right? The guy that plays Apollo.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers.
He's in-
Carl Weathers, so
He's
you
in
could
The
have-
Mandalorian.
Yeah, I thought he was. But you could have fucking Adonis get hit. He hits his head, and then he's like, he has a fight in his mind.
make a cameo or some shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like you see Apollo Creed being like, "Get up, kiddo! I want you! I want you!"
Oh my god.
Now you
The
see at
dream
this
match
point,
you never knew was possible.
man, at this point, you just turn those into fantasy films. Like he's gonna have like some weird scientist is going to like resurrect the dead. So Creed has to fight his undead father.
Well, you know what they should do? They should cross over with Nintendo, because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the
Nintendo?
original idea, yeah, because after the success of Mike Tyson's Punch Out, there was a proposed sequel. There was a sequel proposed for Mike Tyson's Punch Out. In that sequel, the idea was that Mike Tyson was such a good boxer that no one on earth could beat him. So he challenged the aliens to come down and fight him in boxing. And that
Oh
was their
my
proposed
god.
sequel. They actually made the game, but they ended up not getting the license to Mike Tyson. So if you ever
Yeah,
played Power
thank
Punch 2,
god.
Yeah.
it's called Power Punch 2, and that's why it's 2, because there's no Power Punch 1 on the NES.
So Tony clearly doesn't understand Nintendo.
So you could have
because
Adonis
if you
Creed
pitch
fighting
if you
aliens.
pitch that idea to Nintendo, you see Shigeru Miyamoto laugh your ass off and point a gun at you and escort you out
He's
the
talking about
room.
Miyamoto would love it. Me and Miyamoto are great friends.
No.
I know he's a little mad because I made fun of his friend Tommy, but
You like get the fuck out of this room.
Well,
he'd probably say it
okay.
in Japanese. But
Oh my god.
So what are your so Blinded? What do you think of this whole Creed universe thing?
I mean, like, I agree it's stupid, but the thing is, like, we all know it's just gonna be a bunch of fights, right? So, like, I mean, the thing is, you need to have characters that are interesting that would like generate like a reason for people to go out, right? It's not just about the fight. There's something else going on, right?
Yeah,
So-
I mean,
But I was thinking, I'm like, why? Like, do they need to stick with boxing? Like, couldn't they pick mixed martial arts, right?
Yeah,
MMA. Yeah, and like turn it
it's a
like
Creed universe. They can't. People.
well, no. I mean, if you have a storyline where it's like, hey, it's a different type of fighting, right? And so he has to like train because he's not used to it. I mean, that might actually be interesting for a movie, right? Because you're switching sports, even though it's still combat sports, right?
So he does MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has to like train for it, and he's not used to it. I mean, I could see that only for one movie, though.
Conor McGregor.
You can get
Remember that basically.
what the hell's his name?
Yeah,
The guy from Undisputed. Scott Adkins. It's Scott Adkins.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, there isn't. I know they're making an MMA movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, but
56K says go the Fast and Furious route. Turn them into special agents.
oh god,
No.
He goes over to
No.
Russia for a special international match, but he also has to assassinate Putin. They're like, you have to go find him and hit him as hard as you can because you got that
Oh,
knockout
God.
move. And no one will realize it's you.
It just how it becomes as ridiculous as Fast and Furious. We're like,
Yeah, he
Fast
can just out there punching tanks.
oh my god.
It would be stupid fun, and we'd all watch it.
Oh, just I
You
want to
could just
point
see
this
like
out.
a tank missile coming at him, and he's like, "No!" And then like fucking Creed just hits it, and fucking back.
Oh my god.
See, like I'm not want to point this out. I don't think they're going to be bad or anything. I'm just pointing out like the sheer idea of a Creed verse or a Rocky verse type
It sounds
thing.
ridiculous.
There's
Well,
nothing there.
it's just-
There's just like nothing left.
Well,
to-
no,
to-
it's
Yeah.
just like ever since MGM got bought by Amazon, like Amazon is like there's like they want to have a franchise of their own. We're gonna have like a Rocky,
Mhm.
Tomb Raider, like freaking James Bond and stuff. And I'm like, you want to have a universe with every fucking thing.
Because they're looking at
Mhm.
all these other streaming services that are like spawning off all these shows. They want to be Disney Plus and HBO
I
Max.
saw a
Oh,
Twitter
God.
account earlier in the day list off all the stuff at Amazon. It's like it's a development at Amazon. I
Mm.
forgot what
Also-
the account was.
Here's an idea for a Creed 4. So Rocky 4 was basically about like Rocky facing off against a boxer from the Soviet Union. So have like Adonis face off against a boxer from like North Korea or China.
Oh
And then
my
at the end,
god.
Adonis gives a speech saying, "If I can change and you can change,
He's gonna get killed.
like
Whole world can
all
change.
this
Oh my-
change, like
He'll,
and have
Oh
a
my
Hearts
God.
on Fire
my-
montage."
it'll be funny that he'll be in like Rocky 4.
This is
For
turning
example,
into
Apollo Creed will be like come on man. He just well before they were fighting, he just bumps so Drago's hand, be like a rock solid.
Well,
This
they
is
could
true.
do that. Isn't boxing an Olympic sport?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah.
could say that Adonis Creed is training like a so he's training an Olympic hopeful, right? And the guy gets killed like you said by like a Korean boxer. So then Creed laces up the gloves again
This is
to
becoming-
avenge his students.
This is becoming wrestling.
That sounds like oh god.
I mean, it's basically Rocky, right? Because he's avenging Apollo, but this time it's Apollo avenging.
A younger boxer.
But Paul has to be alive at this time, right? This has to be
Yeah.
before Rocky.
No, I'm
eventually-
talking about Adonis.
Adonis, yeah.
He trains a
said
boxer.
Apollo.
The boxer gets killed in the ring by a Korean using dirty
What is
tactics.
Oh my god.
So then Adonis has to go over to Korea for
I
a
mean,
fight.
they could bring people back from the dead. I mean, they have Kang in there. They can help.
Oh god.
The multiverse.
My only
This
question.
the more you talk about this, the more I'm like, you know what? They should not do any of. Make a fourth one, and maybe you can make a fifth one, and then call it a day. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Josh Brolin is the.
It's
Well,
not-
here's the question: who's going to be the Thanos of this universe?
Oh my god.
my goodness.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I guess give Tommy Gunn like a son, and like Tommy's dead and the son wants to like honor the legacy.
I got
Oh
it.
my
I got
God.
it. You guys said Jake Paul earlier, right?
Oh,
what,
Paul.
what
Oh,
if?
Jake
God.
Paul.
No. No,
Why?
that just got me thinking. So what if if Rocky he was rich and then he fell down and he was poor again, right? So you got to do the same thing with Adonis. So what if Adonis agrees to a exhibition match for YouTube, like right? Because YouTube fights are a big thing,
Or,
and then he just kills like Jake
Oh.
Paul in the ring. So then he gets sued, and then he loses all of his money, and then now he's
Jake
poor,
Paul.
and he's got to like.
Oh my god.
Well, we need to have FouseyTube in there to box as well because FouseyTube.
Oh.
He
Oh
could buy
my
his, KSI.
god.
The last thing we need in a
Uh-oh.
Creed movie to have YouTube stars try to act.
Yeah. Oh hell no. Oh
He
hell
lost to a real
no.
boxer. Jake
Could
Paul
you
lost to a real
imagine
boxer.
KSI versus Michael B. Jordan? That'd be cringe as fuck.
Logan Aston's
Dude.
down for that. He's
Dude.
down.
Logan Paul.
I'll wait
No,
in
not
line for
Logan.
tickets.
Jake Paul lost to a real boxer. Like just
I
recently.
know. Yeah.
I'll
I mean,
say
of
this
course.
right now. If we get a Creed 4 and Michael B. Jordan gets beaten by Jake Paul,
You know what?
I will
Here's
quit.
an idea. Okay. Creed 4, you know, it's Andrew Tate comes out of prison. and, he, and he's like, hey, listen, to right the wrongs, I'm gonna do a boxing charity, and then people find out, no, he's still a scumbag piece of shit.
Wait, hold on. Didn't the first Creed film kind of predict like Andrew Tate like going to prison because the boxer that Adonis fought was gonna go to jail,
Oh my god.
or like after like he fought Adonis, so like they predicted Andrew Tate.
Oh god.
Well, I mean, Adonis could be arrested for the crime. I don't want to spoil Creed 3, but for the crime that they talked about earlier, he goes to jail.
Mm,
And so then he meets the guy from Undisputed. What the hell's his name?
mm.
And then he fights him. So you have like prison fights.
Prison boxing fight.
Yeah, that's what Undisputed was, prison boxing, right?
Hmm.
I think we have great ideas. Why is Hollywood not?
We do not have great ideas.
we,
These
do
are
not have, we have terrible ideas.
this is they should listen to this and be like, okay, let's do none of that shit. And then
Let's
one
just
guy was in the
scrap the
background
whole
was
Creed
like,
universe.
fuck, we had a bunch of scripts that were identical.
And now it sounds so dumb listening to these YouTubers.
Oh my god.
When you hear it out loud, it just doesn't sound as good, right? Let's just
No.
Oh my gosh! It's like at this point, just at least make one more Creed movie and just be done. And
Yeah,
I think you can make 5. You can make 5.
It
That's it.
says bring back bum fights.
For some
Adonis
reason,
gets caught
Creed-
doing bum fights.
So wait a minute. Hold on.
reason-
How about
Creed-
Spider Rico has a long lost son that wants to become
Oh,
a
yeah.
boxer?
For some
Bring
Oh
reason,
my
Spider
God.
Rico's son in.
for some reason,
All right, I
my
think
streams-
we've milked the topic of Creed as much as they're milking
I
the
just-
Creed franchise.
I'll just say, for some reason, my streams, Blind Bill gets attest this. We say stuff on my streams, and all of a sudden, like the next day, it's news.
Oh yeah, they announced.
Oh.
Oh, that's some. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That.
All right. Speaking of news, have you guys heard about Kahhori, the newest superhero in the Marvel Studios?
Who?
What If?
No, I heard about the other one though.
It says, "What if?" Ask, what would happen if the Tesseract fell to Earth and landed in the sovereign Haudenosaunee Confederacy before the colonization of America?
That's
Well,
enough.
it's just Roke already.
Yeah.
Pretty.
I am.
This is
Oh my god! So I read this article earlier in advance, and it does not fill me with joy. It does not spark joy.
Why?
This is a what if episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right.
It doesn't spark me with joy because most of the episode is talking about like being authentic to Native Americans, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, just tell me why this is a cool character, right? Like,
Mm.
I get it. You hired a Native American dude to direct a Native American story about Native American characters. That's great. Now, why do I care about the character besides the fact that she's Native American, right? Like,
I guess they don't want to spoil it.
so it says Marvel Studios animated anthology streaming series What If flips the script on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, reimagining famous events from films in unexpected ways and creating a multiverse of infinite possibilities. Those possibilities continue to expand in the second season. Excuse me. As Marvel Studios introduces new stories and new superheroes to the MCU, we are excited to share a look at one of those new characters, the all-new Marvel superhero Kahhori. I don't even know what that name means.
It's a name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's kind of like
Yeah, but again, if you're a superhero, right? Like if you're
that's not a good superhero name.
exactly right. Like I understand it's probably a name. It's probably a Native
I'm
American.
Kahhori.
I
Like,
get it,
I'm supposed to be afraid of that.
It's probably just a native name.
right?
Yeah.
I get that, right? But that's stupid, right? If you're gonna
Oh,
pick a
gosh.
native name, what I'm saying is, if you're gonna pick a native name, pick something that like, oh, that translates to like,
Isn't
you know,
Dawnstar
eagle,
native?
or that translates to like bear, and then her power is to turn into a bear. So then it
Is it-
makes sense, right? So like,
It's a
that's
Night Wolf.
Isn't
I mean,
Dawn?
pick our new superhero, Bill.
Isn't
Like,
Dawnstar?
oh, yeah, that's fucking
Isn't
fantastic,
Dawnstar
Bill.
native?
Right? Like, no one's excited.
Oh
Isn't
man.
isn't Dawnstar and Marvel native?
Yeah,
And she's not a mutant, right?
no.
Then why just use her? I don't know.
Okay, so Aston says, pronounced Kahhori is a real Wolf Clan name, meaning she stirs the forest, or is someone who motivates those around her. Right? They should say that then. That should be like
Yeah.
the first thing in the article.
Hey,
Why are they? Why
obviously-
does this article even exist? The show doesn't come out for a good while.
Because it was leaked. There was some Funko Pops, and the character was leaked, so they had to come out.
Yeah, this show's not coming out this year.
Weird.
So who cares?
I'll just say this: I like her design. She looks cool. She's
Wasn't
pretty.
there's a way more interesting character
Glad for
that
the
was
white man.
just introduced in Marvel
Shut up,
Comics?
boy.
All right, so let's just go on real quick. What if asked what would happen if the Tesseract fell to Earth and landed in the sovereign Native American Confederacy before the colonization of America? The Tesseract takes on a new life and a new mythology, transforming a lake into a gateway to the stars and leading Kahhori, a young Mohawk woman, on a quest to discover her power.
Cool.
So,
Oh no,
where
my
does that
bike.
quest take her? Well, why do I care? Is she gonna go to the stars? Written by Ryan Little.
Comes out.
Yeah, we
the
gotta
episode
wait.
was
I guess.
created in close collaboration with members of the Mohawk Nation, like historian Doug George and Mohawk language expert Cecilia King, to ensure cultural authenticity. The episode takes place in the Mohawk language. See, that's again. I sorry guys, I want to listen to things in English, right?
Oh my god!
I mean,
Look,
they're
we've
gonna
seen.
have they're gonna have subtitles.
But it
I
doesn't
really
matter.
have.
Like I watched Chang Chai or whatever, right? And they're obviously
Shang-Chi.
talking not in English, but they're talking English for the sake of the movie, for the sake of us white people,
Yeah.
or non-fucking Chinese people, right? It's like
It-
just
You-
speaking
you don't-
English. Like you don't
God
need to
damn,
like.
Tony.
I don't know. I've always felt like it is weird when they don't talk in their native language. Just put subtitles.
I
I,
don't
can read
think it's weird.
subtitles.
I'm Mexican.
I think it
and
is
every
weird.
time they throw in some fucking Spanish words, like a Mexican character has to throw in a Spanish word. I'm like, dude, for what? This is fucking.
I guess you would hate Cyberpunk. They do that all the time in Cyberpunk. Oh my god.
What about Prey? Have you seen Prey? They do that
Aston
too.
says this could be a cult classic down the road, like how the gods are crazy is and they're click talking.
Like what gods? There's a bunch of gods.
There's a movie called The Gods Must Be
Nice.
Crazy. It's about a Coke bottle that falls into an African tribe.
Crazy gods.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's a real movie from like the
It's
80s.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then like this one Coke bottle, because like it falls from heaven, so they think it's like the gods
Mhm.
sent it, and they start using it to like bash like the flour or something.
hmm
And so it works really well. So then they start fighting over it. So then they're like, oh, the God sent this as a test and it's evil. So they give it to some dude to like take this to the end of the earth and throw it off because it's cursed the tribe. And it's like a whole like adventure.
Oh my god.
It is great. Aston's right. It's great. It's
I might have to
it's
check it out.
fun.
Because I did hear about that movie and it was weird. It sounded so weird.
But I'm saying, like, it's like, look, I get it. I get all the stuff, the representation, all that, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah.
You don't
But
care.
at the end of the day, I don't want to sit there reading subtitles, right? I want to sit there and just listen to it.
you don't like to read. You don't like to read. Tony?
Sometimes
No, like when I read a comic, the comic is in English, right? And then it
Sometimes
has
you
little
read-
things, little brackets on it.
sometimes
I
when
really
I'm
prefer
serious.
subtitles.
Sometimes when you read the subtitles, it takes away from actually paying attention to it.
Not for
Yeah.
me. I have subtitles all the time when I watch a movie, unless I'm in the theater, obviously.
I have subtitles, but I'm hearing it in English, so I'm not necessarily reading it. The subtitles is for if I miss it.
I still watch foreign movies.
Well, that's because
Still
you're
easy.
weird.
No, there's a lot of great foreign movies. What the hell are you talking about?
Tony, I think you should watch
Old
some
Boy.
foreign movies.
Have you seen Old Boy? Come on.
Yeah, with Elizabeth Olsen and
No, not the American. That movie is garbage. Though I don't know what Spike Lee was thinking with that. No, the original is 10 times better than that.
What about Parasite? Have you seen Parasite? Tony?
Parasite's a great movie.
See, Haunted Witch says, I like this a little until you get into heavy-handed edutainment where you have to learn Mohawk language to get any of the nuance.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the culture, yeah, it might be harder.
Yeah, you might be a little ist. I'm kidding.
Oh boy.
It says the episode takes place in the Mohawk language, is informed by the history of the Aquasensni region. See, I don't even know how to pronounce these damn words.
No,
But it's
my
now
God.
upstate New York. Doug George is excited for viewers to see the episode. It tells a remarkable story from a native Mohawk perspective, which is truly unique and historical. And we'll give the viewer it's historical, guys, because like the Tesseract really fell, and like that's a thing that happened. How's it historical? It's not.
It's like fantasy twist of historical.
It's called fantasy history.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like if it's a story, if there was like no like MCU Marvel elements to it, right? It was just a story about a Native American character, and I'd be like, yeah, you could tell it in like a historical way and like how things were. But
I
once
mean,
you
it's supposed
introduce
to
the
be-
Tesseract hitting,
Yeah,
it's like nothing after that is like there's no historical.
there's
reaction.
no historical. It's just that it's like, hey, this thing happened. Now we're introducing a Marvel element, right? I mean, that's like sci-fi too. Like something is based on reality, and then it's like, oh, there's an anomaly. Oh, I can't even talk.
anomaly.
There we go.
Yeah,
Right,
like
and so
those.
it's like, oh my God, what's going on, right? And that's the premise of the movie. So
It says challenging and entertaining perspective on this land's first peoples. The story is dramatic, the characters fully realized, and the action sequences are breathtaking. The episode is exceptional in another sense. It is done with the complete cooperation of the Mohawk people from dialogue to adornment.
I mean, this might be more interesting if the show was coming out, but it's like,
Added little. I had a wonderful writing mentor who worked extensively with the indigenous community in upstate New York, and I was excited to draw on that experience to build an entirely original corner of the MCU with storyline for new indigenous heroes written from a place of respect for past generations and optimism for future ones. See, that I
You
get
like
it.
the
I do.
tone.
I understand it. But at the same time, it feels like it's shade being thrown to all the Native American characters that already exist in Marvel, right? It's like those were written by white people, and so they're not as good as the ones we're going to bring.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about this. I don't know why they're not introducing some of those characters.
They're probably saving it for the MCU.
Kahhori, pronounced Kahhori, is a real Wolf Clan name, meaning she stirs the forest, or is someone who motivates those around her. In her debut adventure, Kahhori will have to live up to her name to recruit powerful allies into the fight to save her people and change the course of history forever. Oh my God, she's gonna save her people and change the course of history, guys. They're gonna stop the Mayflower from landing, and they're gonna send the white people back.
Where is he?
Awesome.
I swear, if they do that, if that's where they go, and it's just like whole like lecture about like how colonization is wrong and how like that's my fear of this episode.
Tony's gonna call this woke.
It does. It sounds like it's gonna be woke.
We'll go Geeks and Gamers on this.
Yeah. Bring in the logo. You know,
I mean, that's the entire reason why they're doing it.
what's up, Geeks and Gamers? It's Blue Jay coming to you with another video.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't really have a problem with this actually. I mean, it's a what if story. Like most people are not even gonna watch this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the other thing that like.
Yeah, but you would complain if it was in the MCU. So
No,
does it
if
really
it was
matter?
in the MCU, I wouldn't complain because I'd be like, okay, they're creating new characters for the MCU. We've wanted that, right?
Right.
It has the established canon. They're not changing any like history. They're not doing anything different. They're like, this is like a character that exists now, right? Like, okay, let's see let's see where we're going with this, and I'm on board. This is like, hey, it's what if, so we're gonna do whatever the hell we want, and now we're just gonna insult you and tell you some shit of how you're bad and like, because you know that's what they're gonna do.
I mean, we can maybe. I have no clue. We have.
This is Disney. They're gonna wokeify the shit out of this. They're gonna in your reality, the Indians were abused and subjugated to cruel treatment. But here in Happy World, we have this.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe I'm just ornery today. I don't know.
I don't know. This seems like such a non-story for a show that is not. I keep saying this. The show is not coming out. This show could come out next year for all we know. That's what it sounds like. Like, I mean, who
Well, the
cares
Funko
if it was
Pop's
on a
already gonna be on
Funko Pop?
sale March 29th. So.
I mean, then that's their fault for like delaying the show. Then,
That's common.
yeah.
They're
Right
gonna
now.
have traditional Mohawk music to use in the score, so that's okay.
I might want to buy out this Funko Pop just to troll Tony. Be like, oh shit, this Kahhori dude.
It wasn't even a Funko Pop. Wasn't it like a soda drink or something?
No, it was a Funko
something?
Pop. That's what they are. They're soda cans. With
Yeah, the
Funko
same
Pops
thing.
inside.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
they're eventually gonna be Funko Pops because they were like that with the first season of What If.
See,
They're
it's
eventually
actual
Mm.
glow in the dark Funko vinyl soda.
Okay,
It
that's
uses
weird.
the hero's cosmic powers. So she's gonna be Captain Marvel, right? Because that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So here's the question.
No,
right?
something else. Sorry.
Oh,
here's
no.
here's the question for everybody. Do you think that they're introducing her in this What If to do like they did with Captain Carter, and we're gonna see this character in Civil War?
No.
Maybe.
Gosh, that would be funny.
I mean, why would they introduce her then if it wasn't for that?
Will they have Kang in that time period? Me?
No, not that Kang would be in the time period. She would appear in Secret Wars as a cameo.
Look what you started, Blinded. Everybody in the chat's going. You need to watch these forward movies.
There's
Au revoir, Les Enfants is a great
I know-
film.
No,
No.
because they're right though. Like,
City of
yeah,
the
there's
Lost
great
Children.
foreign films.
They are great.
Yeah,
fun.
City of the Light. Yeah.
Oh my,
Like-
actually, it's a good film. I saw that.
But
Well, that's because we know
don't go
why.
all Robert Storms on the stuff, okay?
Never forget Tetsuo. Oh my god, that's a crazy movie.
That is a crazy movie. I like that movie though. It's body horror.
Yeah, it's
This,
a lot of those fucking body. I don't understand them. I don't get them. They're just.
I love David Cronenberg stuff. I love Video Drone and
of course you do. You're Canadian.
yeah, he's from Toronto. Yeah.
Like there's that. What was that one? The one where the lady like has sex with the car because she's like in love.
Yeah, that was Titania, right?
19 or whatever. Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
What the fuck is this shit? That she's like
That
oil
was-
out of her tits.
Yeah, that was weird as fuck. That was weird as
She
fuck.
has a fucking car baby.
What's that car? I see it. What's that car?
No, Aston, no. No one watched this film. No.
Oh yeah, that's a disturbing film.
No.
Yeah. The thing is,
Fantastic.
foreign films are more.
No, you got if you're into movies, I think you should watch it.
foreign films.
I
Yeah,
don't.
Video Drone is like that's a movie. Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't remade because
That's
that
a-
movie is like still relevant.
that's
That
the
movie
thing about
predicts the internet. This is crazy.
Wow.
foreign
Yeah.
films are more disturbing than
Debbie Harry
forms
was
of
one of my
here.
crushes.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
most
man.
disturbing movie ever is the Human Centipede movie.
Oh God.
No,
God.
believe me, if you see fucking don't see.
I think you should watch it. Just watch it.
Just read the fucking Wikipedia article and you'll be like, oh my god, this is disgusting. And why would anybody watch this?
Well, that's why we say just watch it. They don't need to read no Wikipedia
No.
shit. Just watch it.
I was listening to a podcast, 1 Inch Biceps. Him and his pal Neil, what the fuck's his name?
Where's my bike?
Jackie Jones, Neil Jones, and 1 Inch Biceps do a weekly podcast about wrestling called In Your
Right.
Head, and they had mentioned a Serbian film. So I was like, "What the
Mhm.
hell is this?" And I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is fucking horrible! Why would anybody watch this? Why would anybody make this?"
Don't watch what's that German guy? I'm totally forgetting his name. Fucking hell.
Uwe Ball?
No, not even close. This guy makes some really I mean, some people like his movies. There's a lot of big actors in it. I think Willem Dafoe's in one of them.
Olivia
Damn.
Munn.
Oh, that weird one, Antichrist.
Antichrist, yeah, and Nymphomaniac and all these other weird shit. Jack who built the house or some shit. I mean, that guy's a weirdo. He's a fucking weirdo, but yeah. There's a lot of anytime it's an art house movie, it's gonna be weird as fuck. Might even be disturbing
Like
too.
that Jennifer
so.
Lawrence one. Was it Mother?
What about Darren Aronofsky?
That was really not that disturbing, and I hate that movie.
Bland Lawrence, that's what I call her.
Yeah, David Aronofsky is like hit and miss.
Speaking of Jennifer Lawrence, hey, we're gonna watch a trailer.
Oh
for the new
god.
Jennifer Lawrence
I
movie.
saw this trailer.
I have yet
I
to
have
see this
not seen
trailer.
the whole trailer. In blind,
I was kind of, it was funny, but I was speechless.
This is her trying
This
to
is
do
the
comedy.
official Red Band trailer.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we do not get flagged.
We're gonna get an axe.
You're gonna get flagged.
Let me know if
Look,
we get axed.
She's looking too hot for YouTube.
Too hot.
Why?
I've never thought that Jennifer
Does she
Lawrence
get-
was like very
Did she
attractive.
get taller? It looks like she might be wearing high heels.
She's. I think this might be the movie that probably changed George's mind. She was falling in love with Jennifer Lawrence. Call her
Yeah,
by.
I used to be a
call her
fan
by
of
her
Jennifer
name.
Lawrence, but it's like it just feels like after Hunger Games, she just plays the same role all the time.
Well, maybe. Well, after she plays Mystique, she's just like, I don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah. I load up.
So, what is she like?
She's young. She's like my age, 33, 32.
That's not young.
Well,
Wow, wait, Karen, feel old.
Damn.
32 years old.
Blind and George are not young either. They're very old.
I like my women like I like my wine. Age 20 years and locked in the cellar.
She's not that bad looking for 35.
I just wanted to get that joke out, Blinded.
But I
She's
take pride
35?
in looking
Fuck
like I'm
your
20.
joke, man.
All right, let's get to this trailer. Let's see what's going on here.
You can talk over it.
We could if you want to.
Okay.
Probably would help not getting.
Hey, look, the
punched.
doctor center. We get a doctor by Jennifer
Hi.
Lawrence.
Mind if I touch your wiener?
What? We're already starting off on a weird foot.
What the?
Well, you have to cut.
Very
I thought Blind was excited for this.
I mean, what are you about to
You thought I
We're
did
going
what?
to the next level, experiencing a very happy ending.
You thought I was orgasming to this trailer? Oh my god,
I like
that's
Yeah.
that's sickening,
Yeah.
sickening. Absolute. Oh, I crashed. Oh.
Carl says, "Okay, 10 years. I mistyped. I thought."
Oh my god, no.
Oh,
No, she's like
just switch out the
34.
genders in this movie and call it the Harvey Weinstein documentary.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit.
56 says that kid most definitely has an amiibo collection.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I have an amiibo collection.
He's hard. She has no feelings. I mean, it looks stupid. I think it's gonna be.
It looks so cringy and like you could tell that this was written by someone who has no fucking idea what like fucking 19-year-olds are doing now.
Yeah.
It's so fucking sad. Yeah.
What are the kids into these days?
I guess not getting laid.
I know I was calling Jennifer Lawrence playing Lawrence before. This is like her attempt at trying to be a more comedic actress. This is not the way to go.
She's not her first comedic role. I think.
Yeah, she's done other comedic roles, but they're garbage.
Exactly. It's like I don't even care about those roles. It's like
She's not like,
But
she's
John
not really-
Campia says it was a good trailer.
She's not really a great actress.
John Campia is like a how old is he? He's not even 50 yet,
50.
right?
He's
No, he's
always
50.
He's 50. yeah.
Fuck. Okay, well,
Camper.
and the camper, he's losing it. So
Well, I mean, Campia sometimes thinks he's a playboy dude. Like, if you look at his
there's no way he said that, right? Like,
thumbnail-
No,
he may not say it, but if you see some of his thumbnails, he thinks he's all that.
oh
His-
my
his
god, that guy
After
needs a
Dark-
reality check.
When he has the After
Jesus,
Dark streams, his thumbnails is him like in a bathrobe. Or something
Yeah.
like that.
ain't no one want to see that shit.
Oh, Adam Wilson says I can't wait for the officially licensed video game.
Oh my god.
Her acting is just that May scene was stale. It wasn't.
Oh my god, I
Yes,
killed this
Donovan
guy.
Martin, she has peaked. She hasn't done anything relevant in ages.
Yeah,
She's gonna come back as Mystique and MC.
killed this
Well,
guy
didn't-
with.
didn't she
Yeah,
stop
if she
making
comes
movies
back as
or something.
Say it again.
I think she stopped making movies for like a couple of years.
A good,
She
yeah.
was pregnant for like some bit, and then she did stop. Yeah.
Oh, that was
Uh,
recently though. I feel like 5 years ago she wasn't
Her
making
last
movies.
I know
It's
it's
like
back
she's
to-
redoing
It's
Cameron
not a
Diaz
movie.
and Bad Teacher Playbook, where she's a little older but still wants to show how hot she is. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I never
Yeah,
thought. Okay,
that's
so
true.
here's really weird, and maybe it's just me, but in The Mask, I thought Cameron Diaz was fucking hot.
No
Yes.
disagreement here.
And then, like in the next movie, I was like, that's not the same actress because like she looks different. Like
She's
she's
not-
weird.
No, yeah, you're right. Like,
That's
Because she
Cameron
was-
Diaz in a nutshell.
Face in The
Yeah.
Mask, right? Like she was like more. I don't want to say
Oh.
chubby, but she was like more healthy looking. And then in like the next movie, she was all like sucked in. I'm like, what the fuck happened to her? At least Lena Dunham wasn't cast in the role.
dude, dumb. Oh my god.
Oh my! Now that image is stuck in my head.
Nina Dumb shouldn't be in anything. Oh,
Oh,
Blind
well,
Brothers
splendid.
left. You couldn't handle it anymore.
Haunted Wiz says, did the parents think that something worse than abstinence could come from some woman prostituting herself? Maybe. Yeah, you Super J's right. Mask Cameron Diaz is prime Cameron Diaz. Facts.
The two ass.
Well,
Let's wait for
I guess
Friday.
we'll watch these. Oh, there he is. His device is not connected. There he goes. You back, blinded?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, you're just in time for the Super Mario Brothers.
I
trailer.
thought Lena Dunham
All
scared
right.
him away.
Yeah, she
You gotta
did.
look her up. He's like Lena Dunham naked.
Oh my
No.
god. No. Oh hell no.
All right, I haven't seen this trailer, so let's get. She said
Bowser is
Bowser is coming, and the guy said he's not afraid. I'd be afraid if Bowser was coming.
Yeah,
Come all over the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
Coolest part of the trailer.
We're gonna see a Donkey Kong shoot fireballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You asked for it. This is fun.
Oh, I just like that would break your nuts. Like, don't do that. Don't jump on your ass like that. Now I know this is gonna be cool, right? This the Mario Kart section is gonna be cool. We're all gonna love it. We're like, oh, it's fucking awesome. But at the same time, I'm like, why? Right? Like it just seems like you're just shoehorning.
This is like shoehorning in every single reference from the
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Which I have no problem with that because I mean,
I don't know.
what else
They-
are you supposed to do?
I mean, there's no guarantee you'll get a sequel.
Oh, I'll probably get a sequel.
Yeah, it probably will. Well, I'm
That was
just-
New
guaranteed.
Mario Galaxy.
Yeah. There's also Mario RPG. They could have Smithy show up at the end.
Yeah, they could level
Oh,
up.
they don't
They
have
could-
the rights to that though.
They could
Oh,
level
yeah,
up
that's
during the
right.
movie.
Well, they already. Well, are you not watching the trailer? There's levels from Mario Odyssey in this trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a Blue Turtle show that only goes after the guy in the front?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it? That would be stupid if they didn't.
Only in theaters, April 5th. Get your tickets.
Or Shigeru Miyamoto will come knocking at your door with a
Is
You
gun.
guys excited?
It's the making.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
It's the making of this.
it
The
looks
Smash
good.
Brothers MC. Smash Brothers.
I hope to God they don't do a Smash Brothers movie. I think that would be like the cringiest thing. Like I
Well, they
like
really
Nintendo, but like every single person who says that, I guarantee you they don't fucking play Nintendo games. They're like, just do a Smash Brothers movie.
Yo, no, you know who sounds like that?
Because
Sue.
Sue.
Ramos.
Ah,
It's like we're gonna do
Yeah,
a Super Smash Brothers movie.
like that doesn't even like you do realize like there's barely a fucking story. There's no. Let's keep it real. There's no fucking story in Super Smash Brothers.
No,
It's
we're
just
the
like you
story.
fight people.
The main villain's us.
Yeah.
Yeah, like okay, so the hand is gonna be the fucking villain of the movie. Like
Yeah, that's basically us.
oh
We're the
my
hand.
God.
We're the
You
hand.
you can make all the other characters into movies, but I swear to God, don't do a fucking Smash Brothers movie. You got to be the. Oh my God. Oh my God.
But I'm saying you couldn't even really do a Smash Brothers movie because a lot of the characters are not Nintendo, right?
Well, yeah, most of them are not Nintendo, but like if you were to do just the Nintendo characters, it would feel
The
weird.
original Smash Brothers from the 64 was on Nintendo.
Like this is not the Avengers, okay? Like no one wants to see
Avengers.
Link and fucking Mario talking. Like I would have a stroke if I saw that. Oh my God.
God,
Except like
Avengers.
Stoops. Stoops is
Mario-
like,
Mario's
Mario
like-
and Link
Mario's
are gonna
like-
interact.
Like
Mario's like-
ain't no one ever has said let's have like Link and Mario have a conversation and it sounds like fucking Joss Whedon dialogue. Like fucking hell no.
Mario's
Or it's like it's like Super Smash Brothers Endgame, And I'm a Mario. I
Oh,
love you
God.
3000.
Endgame. Mario's like, Smash Brothers, assemble.
Oh my
Smash Brothers.
God.
And it's like, Luigi,
Oh.
I love you 3000.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
She's so cringe.
Oh. Like that's what I'm saying. Never listen to like Soups and all these people on Twitter who say this stuff because it's like, yeah, you're not a fan, okay? Like no one wants to see that. I'm sorry.
Soups exposed himself when he thought Riri Williams existed in 2013.
That was so funny.
Wow.
Oh.
He should be naming himself Poops.
Yeah, poop scoops. Oh shit. Oh no.
What'd you do now?
What now?
I almost went into the building with all the robots.
This is-
They're about to shoot me.
This is what happens when you're on stream. You don't pay attention to your game.
No,
Did you know that
I'm
there's gonna
not
be a
doing
van
anything.
tour?
A what?
Yeah, everybody
Wait.
knows that.
It's gonna be a van. I didn't know that.
It's been announced for the last 3 years, Tony.
Dude, I don't follow shit. You know that.
It got delayed, so maybe that's why. It's coming out next month. Yeah, they listen. You can make all the other characters. Here's the thing, though. Like, I don't want Illumination to do a Zelda movie. Please, no, Nintendo, please. Like, that'd be the most dumbest thing you could do. It makes sense for Mario and Mario spin-off movies, but like, Zelda needs to be a little bit more mature, in my opinion. Like, it should appeal to like teenagers and young adults.
We need Zelda having sexes with Link.
Knowing
God.
Illumination, they would make like Navi like a comedic
Oh,
character.
fuck.
Tingle would be thrown in the film. Like the owl from Ocarina of Time would be a comedic character. Do you want to hear that again?
No one wants to see that shit. Oh my God, that would be so fucking terrible. Like, that's what I mean. Like, not like just because it's Nintendo, like it doesn't mean it needs to be comedic. Like, what the fuck?
And they have to give Link dialogue.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, all these people are like, they should cast this actor as Link. Link does not talk. I swear to God, if Link talks, I ain't watching that.
He's gonna be voiced by Zac Efron.
Oh my God.
No.
What happened to Tony? Is Tony like trying to look up Advance Wars and shit?
No, I'm just sitting here listening to you guys.
Okay.
Sometimes I just sit back and let you guys do the talking.
I don't know. That sounds suspicious.
Yeah, you're thinking.
He's usually when he goes quiet, he's like looking up something. And you see, haha, I found this thing that totally debunks what you were just saying.
No, not me. I don't do that.
But yeah, Zelda movie will be fine. I would want to see a Luigi's Mansion movie. That would be pretty cool.
Donkey Kong movie.
A Donkey Kong movie for sure.
Probably would be definitely Illumination.
Yeah, you can do Kirby too. I would be fine with Kirby. But not Zelda.
We need a Conqueror.
You can do a Zelda movie.
No. Zelda Illumination.
Yeah, even that. I mean, but you would have to, like you said, you would have to. Instead of having Zelda talk or Link talk, I'll just say Zelda. Instead of having Link talk, have the little thing follow him around talking.
I mean, if you want to put Navi in the movie, oh man, I
Tom
just
Holland plays Link. I'm gonna like scream.
Oh
my goodness!
Every single person who loves Zelda will say, "Fuck you! I'm not watching that movie."
Yo, because like, what if they make a movie about like, let's say like Wind Waker? It's like, hey, King of Red Lions, hey, so the Wind Waker, how does it work? Like,
he's like, oh wow, like it's like Marvel dialogue. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Aston says if they do a Super Mario Brothers 2 movie, then it should be Doki Doki Panic characters, and then a few years later they can re-release it and call it Super Mario Brothers 2. All right, we got one more topic, and it's a more serious topic. Now that we've gotten all the silliness out of our system, we got to watch this.
Oh, I know who. Yeah, I know this.
Can you guys hear this?
Yeah, I heard it.
and
It's
decided.
kind of low.
I think it's her.
The fact of the matter is, the last
Yeah, it's her.
two
It's her.
projects I've worked on, I didn't have the best experiences with some of the people I had to work for. And with streaming, I get to choose who I hang out with, who I talk to, etc., etc. Yeah. One of the last movies I did, one of the producers asked me to, like, he hired a girl that he was sleeping with, and then he had her ask me to have a threesome with them. So, like, that's my boss. And
Oh
I
my god.
didn't, and I cried, and I was so upset.
All right, so
I know the context.
what's the context, Aaron?
I know. I saw this actress was in Stranger Things, right? In the season
Yeah.
first episode. She's the first victim of Vecna. It says Casper Van Dieren's daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah,
you said you know the context. What's the context that
What's
we're
it
missing?
called?
No, I just know this. She has a Twitch account. I just know she has a Twitch account.
Yeah,
And it's just on Twitch. She said this on Twitch.
no, she didn't
Right.
do it. What she said was that she cried.
Yeah, she cried.
She was upset that
She didn't do it. She
her
didn't do
boss
the scene.
asked her to
Yeah,
do
The
that.
producer, yeah, she didn't do the scene.
Now, I'm gonna say a thing, and this might upset a lot of people.
Tony's gonna get canceled now.
Okay,
Oh, I just killed somebody.
Cancel Blinded, he killed somebody.
Yeah, cancel blinded. He killed somebody. Okay, so everyone's making this like really huge deal about this, right? He just asked her for a threesome. Like he didn't say like, "Hey, you're gonna get fired," or "You won't." Like I'm gonna cut your lines, or you're gonna get cut out of the movie, or there was no like threat for anything, right?
As of
Also,
what we know
here's
now.
the thing: unless the chick told her that the dude's like, "Hey, go over there and ask the chick for a threesome," unless the other chick told her that, she's kind of making an assumption there, right? The other chick is the one who approached her for the threesome.
Right.
So I think she's making a leap and like, oh, it couldn't have been her idea. Obviously, the dude told her to come get me, right?
Well, I think maybe she's trying to like that's the implication because how would she know
Being
that
crashed
he?
is illegal. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, I think there's context that we're missing. Like she obviously didn't really explain the story because she says that he hired that girl, right? So how would?
he just said he hired some girl he was sleeping with.
I mean, that's normal.
Yeah, like what does that? No. Like hired as in what? Like as
On
in
the movie.
she's in the movie. Okay.
But that like Aaron said, it's normal. Like, I mean,
I don't know if it's
Jennifer
normal
Lawrence
per
was
se, but
fucking
So
the
hire
director
people
in
in
how many
a
movies she's
relationship
made.
with
right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean that part. Yeah, like there's relationships on set. Yeah.
So
But
I
I
mean,
mean,
it could
like-
just been some girl he was hooking up with, and he's like, "Hey, you want to be in the movie?" Yeah, okay, right? Like,
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
she's
maybe
making
she
it
was
seem
more
like it's-
seem like it's just like she wants to keep it professional because not everybody's like that. That's what you have to realize, right?
yeah, but what she's implying, like, she's making a lot of implications with what she's saying to make it
As of
seem like
right
a
now,
Harvey
yeah.
I
Weinstein
think-
situation, right? Like,
Mm.
like he hired some chick he was sleeping with, like hired, like you said, we don't even know the context. Did he
Here's
hire
the
her to
thing,
like?
she just gave one example. Like, there's been
Right. But here's the thing, Aaron. And again, I'm not trying to like diminish anyone's story, but like hired her what as an actress, hired her as a producer, hired her as a caterer, as a janitor on the film,
definitely not.
Mhm.
Jennifer.
right? Like, but what I'm saying is we don't know. Like, he just said hired her. Like, what's the context? Like, hired her.
The
as
way
what?
that it sounded like hired her for the threesome. That's what it sounded like to me.
That might be. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking a scene.
That's why I'm confused because I'm like, well, hired her as in what? Like,
Myself in comics says, isn't this an HR issue?
yeah, it would be an HR issue. That's what I'm saying. Like, I could see why she's upset. Like,
Oh, I understand why she's upset, but I think like people are making it seem to be worse than it is. Not that
well,
it's
like
good,
that part, yeah.
right? Like, I'm not saying like, oh, this is fine, like, you know, but it's
Right,
like,
right.
it's like it wasn't like she was already hired. Like she already had the movie, right? I'm assuming. Like the way she's telling the story, she was in the movie.
Yeah.
She was doing it, and at some point, the dude was like, the chick goes over, hey, me and Bill are gonna have three. You want to join us? And she's like, no, okay. It wasn't like that. Like then he threatened me afterward, or like then like he was fucking with me on set after I turned him down, right? It's like,
well, I think the problem is that the implication sometimes is that you do a favor for me, and if you don't,
yeah, but
it's
that's
not
what I'm
really
saying.
said.
But she
Well,
said
yeah,
no.
it wouldn't be said.
She said no, right? And then so there was no
Right.
consequences. So then it's not really
Well,
that bad.
Well,
Right?
do we really know though if there wasn't consequences? I mean,
She
that's why
didn't
she's
say there
saying
was.
she's
I mean,
on
a lot
Twitch.
of stuff it doesn't get out.
No, what she said
Yeah.
was that's the reason why she was, because she can choose who she works with, and she doesn't like. She thought that was creepy, right? I get that. She thought
Right.
she didn't like it.
She's really young. I think she's like, how old is she?
Yeah, like
I
how
mean,
old
that
was
happens
she when
on
this
Twitch
happened?
though too. I hear.
Oh yeah, it does happen on Twitch.
But what I'm saying is, like, let's say I was like, hey, Bianca, you want to go out for a beer, right? And then she said no, and then nothing ever changed. Like I was never mean to her. I never like didn't allow her on panels. Like everything was the same, right? Would it be that big of a deal? Like so, some dude hit on her, and he happened to be the director or whatever. Like, he hit on her. He
I
took a
think it's
shot.
more of the power dynamics. I think that's why.
Yeah, but he
people complain.
didn't do it. Like he took a shot, and then after it was rejected, he was just like, okay, like like until she's like, oh, like then they started fucking with me on set, or they're mean, or like he made me get up early for like
Oh no, she's
for
26.
calls or whatever, right?
She's
Right.
Do you
I thought
see?
she's younger. She's
It
only
just
26,
it just seems
27.
like she.
Wait, how
the
old
dude
is
was
she?
A little,
She's 26, 27. I thought she was younger.
Oh,
dude was a little crass, and then it was just like I didn't like it. Like okay, I get that.
that definitely does sound like a HR issue, like on the set. 'Cause it's just like
I
I
mean,
wouldn't come
it's
back if
m-
that happened.
This is just one example.
most people wouldn't come back.
No, I think she's
yeah.
talking about what I said because I threw.
Oh.
I was just fucking. I was just, you're the only woman that comes around.
Bianca, but there's Bianca. You have to understand. There's a lot of stuff on set or like this, and they always do end up finishing stuff.
It usually doesn't feel good from an authoritative figure.
Yeah,
like-
it's usually not a good idea. I feel like.
Here's the thing, like people
Yeah.
think like this started with Harvey Weinstein. No, this was happening before and after Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Nothing
that's
is
how. Unfortunately, that's kind of how Hollywood operates.
You Super J says she knows what she's doing. People are going to start digging and conclude who it was. She gets to burn a dude guilt free.
Well, no, she just said he's a producer on a movie that she worked
just
on.
She said the last movie.
The last movie.
Which wasn't there. She hasn't done that many movies where you couldn't like figure out which movie she's talking about.
She was just casting.
Right, I don't, but I feel like the last movie could mean that the movie is still far off, and there's a movie with her coming out. I have to see. Let's pull up her credits and see.
Yeah,
Because I don't think that's like burning a person, to be honest. Because burning a person would be naming them.
No, but he's
Yes.
saying that she's doing it without naming him. Like she's gonna burn him because people are gonna find out who it is. Make the
People will
leaps in
probably
logic.
people will find out who it is, even if she didn't
So
do that.
this is her Wikipedia page. And so
Her last
she's got
movie-
2 movies that are to be announced.
Yes.
The Fix and Roach.
Her last
Both
movie
in
that came out
post-production.
was Rose.
And then the movie she did before that was Roost.
Yeah,
And that was
Rose,
in
yeah.
2022 is when it came out. So I would
I
assume.
mean, so there's 3 movies there.
No, I would assume it's not this because that's over a year ago. And it seems kind of
Viva
weird
Vengeance, like it's-
for her to just mention this now, right? Like,
Well, the last movie doesn't imply that that's the movie that's coming out next. Like, you have to understand that, right?
It's post production or under the ones that to be announced. It could still be those 2.
She could be doing reshoots for the movie the second movie that's in
Yeah.
production.
well, what I'm
Not-
saying
not
is
the
it could
first
be
one,
either
right?
one of these 2. I don't think it's this one.
Like that. I don't know. Like, I see what you're saying. Like, someone could find out who it is, but it's like, I feel like people like it would be the reverse. If she didn't like say the story, people would be like kind of write her off, right? Like, oh, I guess it didn't really happen, or it was some bullshit she came up with. I mean, I don't know. Story. I don't know. Stories like this is just like, if you again, if it's like an HR issue, that's the problem. I feel like with social media, it's like it is helpful with scenarios like this, but like if someone did something, you should go to the authorities or you should go to people in charge, right?
Yeah.
Like don't air it out on the internet because then like people on the internet, I'm sorry, but like they're really stupid when it comes to these things.
Yes.
Like they don't
Yeah.
know how to handle it. They don't know
Oh,
what to
yeah.
say, and like yeah,
Hollywood says a request like that has an implied threat of losing their job, even if they don't fire.
yeah, because it could be real, right? Like we don't know, so yeah, like
I don't know. I think again, if this happened, and I'm not saying it didn't, but again, you should probably name who it is, right? Like, because obviously this dude's a scumbag.
I say don't name who it is. Don't even mention it on the internet, and you go to the right people for it. That's what you should do.
Well, I'm saying obviously do that first, but if nothing comes of that, if they just like
Right.
bury it or whatever, right? And you're like, well, I'm done acting, so I'm gonna just do Twitch, right? That's what basically she's saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Then name the dude because look, I hate to say this, and I'm not like trying to like victim shame and all that, like blah 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 blah, right? But
Mhm.
you have to understand that if you are a victim, a real true victim, and you don't say anything, then you are allowing this person to possibly victimize someone else, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean,
Yeah, I guess
just
that's a fair
think
point,
about
too.
like when you find out that the person before you didn't say anything, and that's why you got victimized, right?
Right. That was the problem with Harvey Weinstein is
It
that
happens all the time.
everybody shut up and
Yeah.
they were like, well, we
It
have
takes
a movie
one.
with him or
All it does is takes one, and the other victims come out.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
freaking HR. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
again,
that's the thing is like Hollywood Hollywood is
it's
so
a fear of losing-
fucked up.
It's
Like
a fear of losing your place in Hollywood.
well, it's fucked
like
up
it's not
'cause
like
she's not like a
and-
nobody. She's like Casper
Yeah.
Van Dien. He's
But
not
Casper
like a
Van
huge
Dien is
Yeah.
not that big
Right.
anymore. Like,
Yeah,
but
but
he's
still
There's
he has a
something.
name.
Yeah,
that's
Yes.
true.
The fears of getting blacklisted are still there. Like Brendan
Yeah.
Fraser got blacklisted for many years because he spoke
Yeah.
out against a producer that assaulted him.
Yeah, that's why Hollywood should stop with this fucking favors and my friend gets a job and like it should be like a fucking regular industry
Well, look
with
what
the
happened
people.
with Terry Crews. Didn't they like try to blacklist him for when he
Yeah.
said that dude
Yeah,
touched
because
his phone?
someone inappropriately touched him,
And they didn't like that, right? And so
And,
they
like,
obviously are,
and he was scared because he thought it would look bad, him being a big
I think
like
with-
black guy.
I think
Right.
with men, they definitely would blacklist men over women in that situation.
well, they'll blacklist anybody. Like now we're seeing that they'll blacklist anybody if you speak out.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah,
get
well, if
blacklisted.
you bust the system up, right?
But when when Brendan Fraser did it, it was mostly men because men should be tough, this and this,
Right.
Right.
Especially because like that was like around his like Mummy era, like when he was in the
Right,
Mummy
right.
and stuff.
He's starting to make a lot of bad movies after the Mummy.
yeah, he's coming
And
back.
then he
now.
disappeared, and then now he's coming back.
Yeah,
Right?
he's making. a
Yeah,
huge
but
comeback.
what was he making bad movies because that's all that he had, the choices.
That's a good point too.
The
Yeah.
Looney Tunes movie was pretty bad. Bedazzled was bad.
Yeah, but again, is it because Bedazzled is pretty Bedazzled?
It wasn't his. Yeah, but he didn't get blacklisted for that. I mean, obviously, like George said.
Yeah. I mean this stuff is always going to fucking happen. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
and they should still
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's like
bring
people,
it up and
people are also like accepting of it. Like I remember when the Harvey Weinstein thing
Right.
broke out. I remember the guy that's in charge of TMZ. He was sharing a story about how like model and actress Angie Everhart caught Harvey Weinstein basically jerking off like in front of her, and when she like told
Right.
people about it, people were like, "Oh, that's just
Mhm.
Harvey." Like they acted like it was like a normal occurrence for him to like jerk off in front of any
Just a
attractive
Wednesday.
like actor.
Having his
Yeah.
Wednesday.
It's just Harvey.
I know,
It's not
right?
like life.
That's why I say like that. It's fucked up. I mean, like this is the same industry where you'll have people who defend fucking Roman Polanski. It's fucking sickening.
Yeah, like
that's-
Roman Polanski,
shit is
like
fucked up.
what like Woody
Like,
Allen.
Woody Allen is another one I'll never fucking understand. Some of these
I
people
mean,
are fucking like whacked out.
They can't.
People still forget like what like happened to some of those like young boy actors in like the 80s, like Corey Feldman, the other
Wasn't he
Corey.
supposed to do like some big like?
Yeah,
He
he never revealed
Never
the
did.
list, but like I
I
think
thought
Charlie
Feldman was trying
Sheen
to
was
make a
like someone he
comeback.
name dropped a bunch of times.
Yeah, he pretty
Right.
much got. He got. Yeah, he pretty much. Like he was big in the '80s, Feldman, and then all the other stuff he's done is like B, like
But it's
movies.
like
Oh, not
the
to
other
bring this up
Kahhori-
on stream, but I have to since I mentioned the fucking Roman Polanski. Do you know who's defended Roman Polanski on stream? You want to take a wild guess?
Still,
No.
Is it somebody in our community?
John Campia.
This is a little bit close to John Campia. You're getting
Brunette.
closer.
Grace Randolph.
Grace Randolph.
Oh,
I've heard
What?
that.
Yeah. She said,
Wow.
well, do you want to hear her excuse?
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so fucking sick. You might have to pull up that clip. She goes like, oh, you know, like he didn't do anything wrong because that girl was trying to extend her career. She was trying to like get in bed with the producers.
Like, I mean,
The girl was 13. She was 13. That's what Grace Randolph said.
I mean, Grace Randolph's known for victim shaming people. Like she victim
Yeah, she
shamed
is.
Kelly Marie Tran when like
Okay,
she was
here it
getting
is.
bullied.
You found it? Yeah, play it.
oh,
It's
she
actually
just-
it's a short from someone called at Dick Grayson 4237. Put up the clip.
Dick Grayson.
Dick racist. Oh, Nightwing. Nightwing's
Here,
doing
this
his
is
job.
their own words. I ain't making this shit up.
Nightwing's doing his job.
In Hollywood through non-talent means, right? Like through romantic personal relationships. And so, yes, the 13-year-old model hanging out with Roman Polanski shouldn't have been doing that. He should have known better. But she willingly put herself in that precarious
Willingly.
situation who wanted to get ahead in her career. And as for the young men that Bryan Singer has had a
Does she-
Okay,
does she-
so
does she know
maybe
about-
maybe
She might have retracted this. Who knows? But this is what is out there, and she hasn't said anything.
but maybe I'm dumb, right? Because my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding isn't that Roman Polanski had relations with an underage girl. My understanding is
Mhm.
Roman Polanski raped an underage girl.
Right.
There's a distinction there, right? This isn't like she was a
Well,
willing
she's-
participant.
Yeah, but this is
They
why
can
I'm
be
saying
different
this is
people
fucked up
know
because
that, right?
she's the like what we know why he's fled, right? Like she's explaining that that girl was at that party willingly, so she's to blame to get SA'd. Like what the
But
fuck?
She's not legally responsible, and that's
She's not legal. She's 13. Like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like
There's-
this is why I mentioned this clip because it's so fucked up.
It's basically
I'm like,
sad.
how like sick in the head do you have to be to fucking
Yeah.
come to that conclusion? Like that's fucked up. Like now you understand. Like people should always like be questioning fucking Grace Randolph because she just has like nutty ass fucking takes. Like oh my god, like this is insane. I'm sorry. Like there's a lot of people to blame who were at the party too. Who was at the party? Jack fucking Nicholson was there. Jack Nicholson's fucking shady as fuck. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's made
Most
good
of them
movies,
are.
but he's
You know
fucking
what,
shady.
they wanna
A lot of these
protect the
people in the
buddies.
industry are very shady.
Right.
Remember, they're like people that were like saying how wonderful of a person Harvey Weinstein was.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Like that, there are politicians that were gladly taking money from Harvey Weinstein.
Well, I mean,
like
it was Jack
donations.
Nicholson's house.
Jack Nicholson's house. There you go. But he was there at the party though. Like they people have talked about like he was aware of what was going on.
Okay, I don't understand. They gave him a plea bargain in which 5 of the 6 charges would be dismissed.
Mhm.
Like even that was like way too fucking lenient.
Right. I just can't, like I think it's insane. It's really insane. And then when they gave him that applause, like at the Oscar when he won for the artist, like every single person who did that, like you guys are spineless motherfuckers. Spineless
like,
You know what they do?
motherfuckers.
You know what they do? They'll hide all that stuff, but when it all comes out on social media and the news, they all turn on that person.
Yeah, because they don't want to ruin their career.
Their
They're all
reputation,
hypocrites.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're the true face.
But
It's crazy.
apparently she didn't just defend Roman Polanski because the clip goes on. Because there's more to this clip.
oh boy,
Oh boy.
problem with. They were going to these parties that
He's talking about Bryan Singer, the boys that Bryan Singer.
Oh, Robert Burnett's
Mhm.
favorite director.
were, kind of orgies. They were
Oof.
gay orgy parties that were well known, and they went to them. And now, of course, there's the victimization, and the victim, of course, is not guilty. And people sometimes are made to feel if they don't go to a party or if they don't come to someone's house, they're not going to get ahead. They're going to be blacklisted. Where
Yeah. So Grace Randolph is come back.
Absolute scumbag. She's
The-
never,
What type is?
as of maybe someone can correct us, but as of I'm aware, she's never like retracted this claim.
She doesn't double. She
Oh yeah, I
doesn't-
remember that. Whoopi Goldberg too. She says it wasn't rape. She was talking about
What's
rape.
rape?
Yeah, these people don't know. They don't know.
So this is what they mean, because I know what Whoopi Goldberg means. Like when you think of rape, right? And I know we're probably going to get demonetized for saying this word so many times.
Just say SA. It's that YouTube doesn't get triggered.
Because it's not SA. Because when and I don't really care if we get demonetized for this, because
All right, then.
this is a hill I'm willing to die on, right? Okay, so
All right,
when
that's
people
fine.
think of rape, they think of like this violent thing, right? So what
Yeah.
Whoopi's saying
Yes.
is like, well, it wasn't violent because the chick was drugged, okay? So apparently she wasn't violent. It wasn't violent because I mean she was basically stoned out of her fucking mind and she couldn't
Right.
fight back. So that's why it wasn't rape. It was just
Which is fucking sick.
which
Man,
is almost
like-
worse, right? Because this
Yeah.
is
Worse. She couldn't fight.
Well, why
back.
don't you-
couldn't
what-
defend
what-
She was
herself.
fucking drugged. Like,
Yeah.
are you fucked? That's what I'm saying. Like, the more you dig into stuff like
It's-
this, you're like,
it
these
should
people
still
are
be
That's
considered
fucking.
people- that's basically-
statutory because she's underage.
That's basically
Right.
those are that kind of defense is basically defending statutory rape too.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right.
Like,
well, it's
like,
not just
like that was
statutory.
basi-
She's defending like pedophilia. Like it's
Yeah,
okay
she
as long
is.
as the chick is like put herself in that position, right? It's-
Yeah.
like that's considered statutory. Like it should be. Like
Yeah, even though it's even though the underage person was willing to do it, it's still statutory rape
Hmm.
legally by the law.
That's why I mentioned this because there's a lot of people who you're like, oh my god, I didn't know they had this opinion, and you're like, you're an absolute scumbag piece of shit human being. I don't care. Like, I can't believe you would defend this and do mental gymnastics. That's the craziest part.
Mm-hmm.
And then yet in the same breath you're like, oh, I care about the LGBT community and feminism, and you're like, and then you say this. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like this. Some of these people in the entertainment industry are sus.
They're sus. They live in a fucking cuckoo nest. That's what they.
It's
fucking
like
live in.
here's the thing. Like people were quick to like cancel Will Smith after he slapped Chris Rock. When meanwhile, like some of these same people were applauding like Woody Allen, Roman Polanski, Harvey Weinstein.
Well, there's people. Isn't Scarlett Johansson working with Woody Allen on his next movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she defended working with Woody Allen. Apparently,
Yeah.
like
They'll do anything for a buck.
You should. You should. I know people are saying that the HBO documentary was biased, but you don't know the whole situation. You should look at that fucking documentary on HBO.
We're talking about the Polanski one.
No, the Woody Allen one.
Oh,
They'll do anything. for a
that's a
buck,
sus
right?
motherfucker too.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, like, people are like, oh, the documentary's biased and stuff, but the thing is, he doesn't want to do interviews.
That's
So
why I
it's
think.
like,
That's why I think award shows are not as popular anymore because nobody buys their shit anymore.
yeah, no one buys their
Just-
shit. It's true. Yeah,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. They like to talk about being woke. Well, guess what? People are woke of like what goes on in Hollywood,
Yeah.
like what these
Mhm.
celebrities are
Well,
like. So it's like people like are woke in many different ways. It ain't even about being woke against racism. It's about being woke against what sus things these famous people are doing.
right.
Adam says
Illegal
everyone in the
shit.
entertainment industry is an asshole. They're just pros at hiding it. If they were
I
just
mean, that-
assholes, it wouldn't be a problem, right? It's
Right.
There's
It's not
some
just
good
that.
people. There's some good people. It's just
Yeah, there's always gonna be good people. There's always gonna be assholes, but then there's shit like this, right? Like,
yeah, but what do they say, right? What does evil need to succeed? Only for good people to do nothing,
do a thing.
right?
yes.
Well, you could be a good person,
Mm.
but if you know, right,
you
and
let
you
it
don't say
grow.
nothing, you're
That's
keeping it to
right.
yourself. You're just
Yeah,
that's a
you're
good.
going along to get along, as they say.
Can't
You're just
argue with
just as
that.
culpable.
Right. And that's the issue. Like, that's why I feel like if it is true, then like it should be like, this shouldn't just be like paraded around on the internet. Like, oh my God, right? Like, it should be dealt with serious because there's other fucking shit that no one talks about. People just get away with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So never forget those two stories, like Roman Polanski and fucking Woody Allen
And
Yeah,
Harvey
it's like
Weinstein.
and Harvey Weinstein and
well, I mean Weinstein like like they finally did something about him, but it's like how long? But it's like the thing is, it's like the Polanski and Allen stuff was going on before like the Weinstein stuff. So it's like
Right.
And
Right.
he got still people like.
I mean, the guy fled. I can't believe this guy goes to Cannes. Like, he's
Yeah.
on the red carpet still. It's like, bro, like, why are you taking pictures of this dude? This guy is literally like
Pedophile.
fled a country, bro. Like, this is insane. Like, imagine any other criminal doing this. Like, everybody be like, hang him.
I'm waiting
Like,
for people to like make an excuse for Roman Polanski, and this isn't even me like joking. Like I'm waiting for someone to make an excuse saying, "Well, you know what happened to Sharon Tate, his former wife, like back in the late '60s, probably damaged him." It's like that ain't no excuse.
No.
I'm sure they've said that before.
I can picture people using that as an excuse, and it's like, look what happened to
Mhm.
his wife and those people.
That
That
doesn't
was
make you.
terrible.
That doesn't make you very interested in younger people. I'm sorry.
That
She's
doesn't-
13. Like, why is
Yeah.
a 13-year-old at a fucking party with all these grown ass adults with
Yeah, if you have,
alcohol and stuff?
here's the
Like,
thing: if you have adults inviting young teenagers or teenagers in general to a party, you know it's sus from the beginning.
yeah, it's illegal. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're gonna be feeding the kid alcohol and there's adults around. Like,
Drugs, you know, you never know. Like,
I don't know about any of that stuff. Yeah, she like.
There's only one reason why they invite you there. Come on, like,
sketchy ass shit, man.
yeah.
Sketchy shit. And like I said, knowing about it and just letting it, not saying nothing. Because
And here's
your
the thing:
most
young teenagers, if some famous celebrity invites them to a party, most young teenagers will accept that.
Yeah, they wouldn't know better. Yeah.
Yeah, because
But like I
this
said-
famous person.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just to not to end this on a sour note, but look, if you know about this and you're like, oh well, my career will be damaged or I'll lose. Is it worth it? Like how I could not sleep at night. 100%, I could not sleep at night, even if I was making all kind of money, even if I had a nice house, a nice wife, nice family, knowing that I never said nothing. That some people are being victimized because I kept my mouth shut.
Right.
How these people can live with themselves, just ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
This
it
is why this shit
Yeah,
goes on and carries on. Is it really worth it? You play pretend on a movie screen. Is it really worth that?
Yeah, it's not worth it at all. Like, no other fucking industry does shit like this.
Twitch, maybe.
Well, I mean, like, legitimate. Like, you can't go into the fucking healthcare industry like and fucking act that way. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, you can't go
serious
anywhere and
profession.
act a fool like that shit.
Yeah. So, like, I don't understand why, like, people in Hollywood just think it's acceptable. Like, who cares if you're fucking in movies and you have millions of dollars?
They just want to keep their position.
It's fucking sick.
It's because they got no morals. They're scumbags.
Yeah, no more.
Yeah.
No moral.
Yeah, no one should defend this too. I don't want to see no one fucking defending this shit, like Grace Randolph or other pundits, because
they won't talk about it. We'll probably be the only ones who even mention this shit, which is sad because we got less than 1,000. We got 8 people here that are gonna know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I just want to know all those 8 people. Remember what fucking Grace Randolph said before you start praising what she's saying. Oh my God, she's praising this show and whatever. It's all bullshit, man. I'm telling you, it's all fake woke.
On replay, people that are watching this on replay, just like be aware of of this as well.
Yeah, this is a serious issue. I'm not even joking. Like, like, fuck.
All right. Well, I hate to end things on a sour note. Sometimes that's how it goes, right? Life isn't always beautiful. Sometimes shit happens. But we will be back tomorrow, Friday, early in the morning, as when I get up after I send Sidekick Max off to school. I'll probably play. I'm definitely going to play some Deckham because I got that free, and I want you guys to see it. It's actually a pretty fun little solitaire style game. But then after that, we'll probably play something else because it's a really short type thing. You'll see tomorrow. And then later in the night is the special birthday double feature Marvel fan films. One is a Spider-Man, one is a Gambit. Sure to be fun. And of course, $5 shots. So anything you guys want to plug? George, Aaron?
I mean, you can find me at the George. I just did a basketball stream yesterday. I'm gonna be checking out Scream 6 this weekend, so I'll be doing a review on that. And I want to do another movie talk stream next week. I don't know what day, nor do I know the topic yet. But when I figure it out, I'll post it.
Nice.
What about you, Aaron? What are you gonna be?
I got this Talk Pop 3 this Saturday. It's going to be spoiling Mandalorian Chapter 18, Season 3 for the first, basically 20 minutes, maybe half an hour or whatever. And then we'll talk about the rest of the entertainment news between today and Saturday. A lot of news came out today, and we'll see what news comes out tomorrow, and will come out Saturday, and I'll update it for my stream.
Cool. I'll be on that
anything
stream.
going on?
Yeah, Sunday, 4 p.m. on my channel, Blinded Braille. I'm going to talk about The Last of Us. So, yeah, and The Last of Us Part 2. I know a lot of people hate that game, but I like the game. So we're going to talk about ideas for a second season.
And if you haven't done so already, follow us all on Twitter. Also, follow Sean O'Rourke. He's back on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yep.
So give Shawnee a follow. And as always, love, peace, booty grease. Be out this bitch.